deal to send new Boeings to Qatar amid growing scrutiny at home over the Boeing Qatar wants to send him. Russia and Ukraine peace talks expected to get underway this morning, but there won't be a face-to-face between President Trump, Putin, and Zelensky. We're live with why the Kremlin dashed hopes for a direct meeting. On defense, Sean Diddy Combs' legal team gets ready to cross-examine the music mogul's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, after another day of explosive testimony detailing years of physical and sexual abuse. Waymo trouble, Alphabet recalling nearly all of its self-driving fleet, the new trouble on the road. And the Wolves run wild against the Warriors. Minnesota scores a spot in the Western Conference Finals, while the Celtics stay alive against the Knicks. We have the highlights this Thursday, May 15th. Early today starts right now. Good morning, I'm Frances Rivera. President Trump will soon be on his way to Abu Dhabi, but before he travels to the United Arab Emirates, the president still has some business to take care of in Qatar. This morning, he is visiting with American service members stationed in Doha. NBC's Alice Barr joins me now. Good morning, Alice. The White House is celebrating the deals made in Qatar.
Good morning, Francis. That's right. The White House says Qatar signed a deal that will generate an economic exchange worth over $1 trillion. They did not provide documentation to support that amount, and NBC News is unable to verify that figure independently. The agreement includes $243 billion in investments, including a $96 billion deal to purchase Boeing jets. This comes as the president faces more fallout over the $400 million jet he wants to accept from Qatar to temporarily use as Air Force One. There are growing concerns, including from Republicans, about security risks and costly upgrades that would be needed. Qatar's prime minister is pushing back against accusations that the country is trying to buy influence.
Really unfair accusations for Qatar's trying to buy influence. Throughout, the last 25 years or 30 years, you will find Qatar always by the side of the U.S.
I can think of a lot of other things Qatar could do for us, like, for example, quit harboring Islamic jihadist terrorists who are trying to kill Americans everywhere they can get their hands on them.
Meanwhile, President Trump is increasing the pressure on Iran to reach a nuclear deal with the U.S. to dial back its nuclear program.
I want to make a deal with Iran. If I can make a deal with Iran, I'll be very happy if we're going to make your region and the world a safer place. But if Iran's leadership rejects this olive branch and continues to attack their neighbors, then we will have no choice but to inflict massive maximum pressure, drive Iranian oil exports to zero like I did before.
Top Iranian advisor Ali Shamkhani spoke to NBC's Richard Engel, saying Iran is ready to commit to never making a nuclear weapon and getting rid of its stockpiles of highly enriched uranium if the U.S. would agree to lift all economic sanctions. Iran's supreme leader would have the final say, but this advisor is part of his inner circle. Francis.
Alice, thank you. Russia and Ukraine potentially marking the first direct peace talks between Moscow and Kyiv in 3 years, as delegations from both sides prepare to meet in Turkey. But the question remains, will Vladimir Putin attend? A delegation list from the Kremlin suggests not. NBC's Matt Bodner is live in London and brings us the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Francis, good morning. As things stand, Vladimir Putin appears to be a no-show. In fact, Russia appears to have sent a much more junior delegation than many expected, given the fact that it was Putin himself who proposed these talks. Of course, as you mentioned, these are the first direct contacts in 3 years of war. The Russian delegation is led by Vladimir Medinsky, a former education minister who led a delegation for talks with Ukraine back in April 2022. That was around the time Putin first began to amass troops on the Ukrainian border for potential invasion. It also includes Mikhail Galuzin, a deputy foreign minister, Igor Kostyukov, a senior commander on Russia's general staff, and Alexander Fomin, a deputy defense minister. This group seems almost intentionally less impressive than the rumored team of Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Putin's foreign policy advisor, Yuri Ushakov. This will likely fuel claims that Putin isn't taking this process seriously, though we don't yet know how Trump will interpret it. The White House has, however, confirmed that Trump will not be attending today. Zelensky, for his part, has flown to Turkey for a scheduled meeting with President Erdogan. Zelensky said he will not meet with any Russian officials other than Putin, and we do not yet know who might represent Ukraine in these talks. In fact, Ukraine has not even confirmed that anyone will meet with this low-level Russian delegation. Zelensky said that he was waiting to see who Russia would send, and only then would he decide what Ukraine's move would be. It appears that we're waiting now for him to make that decision. Francis?
Matt, thank you. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. appeared before two separate congressional committees yesterday, clashing with lawmakers about the jump in measles cases in the U.S. and his own vaccine skepticism. A question about vaccines from a Democratic representative led to this remarkable admission from the secretary.
If you had a child today, would you vaccinate that child for measles?
For measles, probably for measles. But I don't think people should be taking advice, medical advice from me.
The U.S. has registered more than 1,000 cases of measles so far this year, most of them in Texas. Kennedy has pushed unproven remedies like cod liver oil to fight the outbreak, but remains non-committal on vaccines. Cassie will take the stand again today in the sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs after testifying in excruciating detail about her relationship with a hip-hop mogul. And a warning, some of the details are disturbing. NBC's Rahima Ellis has more.
A dramatic, emotional end to the day's testimony as the star witness in the Sean Combs trial broke down as she talked about wanting to end her life. Cassie Ventura cried as she said her life was spinning out of control. She wanted Diddy to understand what he had done to her through the sex parties, the drugs, the beatings. She cried when she testified about ending her relationship in 2018. She said he raped her, even while she said no. She cried when she explained she stayed as long as she did in the relationship because he threatened to go public with the sex tapes. Through tears, she testified that in 2023, she was broken and didn't want to live anymore, saying her husband stopped her from walking into traffic to kill herself. She also revealed she filed a lawsuit against Combs in 2023. He settled for $20 million. The defense begins its cross-examination of Cassie Ventura on Thursday, insisting he is innocent of all charges against him, including sex trafficking. Back to you.
Thank you. Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the Idaho student murders case, will appear in court today one last time before his trial starts in August. At the hearing, prosecutors are expected to submit for review key evidence, including Kohberger's term paper on crime scenes and various surveillance camera footage. Kohberger is accused of stabbing to death 4 University of Idaho students in November of 2022 in the town of Moscow. His lawyers have unsuccessfully fought to have key evidence excluded. Now to New Jersey, where an 18-year-old girl says she was held captive and abused for years. Brenda Spencer and Brandon Mosley are facing multiple charges, including kidnapping and assault. Police say Spencer's 18-year-old daughter escaped their home in Camden County. The girl said in 2018 she was pulled out of the 6th grade and forced to live in a dog crate for about a year.
She was later forced to live in a padlocked bathroom while being chained up. She stated that she would be let out of the bathroom only when family visited the residence.
A public defender for the couple declined to comment on this case. An early season heat wave is scorching parts of the southern plains and the southwest, but the worst of it is bearing down on Texas, where triple-digit temperatures could break records this week. The dangerous heat also fueling wildfires in Minnesota, where 3 major blazes have torched more than 37,000 acres so far. But it's a different story on the East Coast, where heavy rain and flooding forced evacuations and water rescues in some areas, including Maryland. In Virginia, fire rescue teams say they believe they found the body of 12-year-old Jordan Sims, who was caught in rushing water Tuesday. And more severe weather is poised to strike across the country. NBC meteorologist Angie Lastman is tracking it all for us. Good morning, Angie.
Good morning, Francis. We've already got some of these watches up, thunderstorm watches, that is a line of thunderstorms works across parts of the Midwest. That's going to last until 9 a.m. and Sioux Falls is right in the bullseye of that. But even as we get into the later parts of today, this severe weather threat really expands and increases. Minnesota to Kentucky is where we'll watch for the strongest storms through the day today. And then again tomorrow, this same storm system ramping up that severe threat across the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. Here's the areas to watch today, stretching stretching from Minneapolis to Cincinnati, including Cleveland, Detroit, but specifically Green Bay, Chicago. That's where we'll see the greatest chance for some of those strong storms, as well as tornadoes, large tornadoes at that EF2 or higher. As we get into your Friday, wrapping up the work week with another day of severe potential, you can see Lexington, Evansville, Nashville, all included in that, with wind gusts and hail being that biggest threat. Meanwhile, basically east of the Rockies, temperatures are warmer than normal. We've got 90s from Corpus Christi to Shreveport and up as far north as St. Louis, 80s from Minneapolis. More of this warmth across parts of the East Coast, too, with Washington, D.C. topping out at 85 tomorrow. That's a look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. 88 degrees in Indianapolis today. We head to the 90s with thunderstorms in Chicago. Upper 70s with rain for Green Bay. Upper 70s with mostly sunny skies for Detroit. 71 degrees with rain in the forecast for New York City today. And that's a look at your forecast, Francis. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Angie. One mountain climber's survival being called a miracle after falling 200 feet in a jagged rock in Washington state. An apparent anchor failure sent Anton Selleck and 3 other men plunging down the North Spire area of the Cascades. They slid another 200 feet down a chute. 3 men did not survive, but Selleck woke up hours later, managing to walk to his car and drive to get help. He remains hospitalized with internal injuries and head trauma. We're back in a minute with a driverless danger, the new Waymo recall. And are you ready for some football? We'll tackle the 2025 NFL schedule.
Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis? Talk to your doctor about #1 prescribed Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Entyvio, relief, remission for real.
Entyvio, Entyvio, Entyvio.
At the gym.
Hey, Sweaty. Sweetie, you good?
Someone stole my Old Spice antiperspirant.
She has it.
Now I'm smelling like perspirant.
I did. Force 24/7 sweat protection.
You did this to my bits.
Men have sweat too. Old Spice.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the man, and come here, come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
We're back now with a consumer alert. Waymo has recalled more than 1,000 of its driverless vehicles across the country due to minor collisions. But the company says the recall does not impact cars currently on the road. Our Steve Patterson has more.
Self-driving car company Waymo hitting the brakes, recalling more than 1,200 vehicles due to minor collisions involving chains, gates, and other gate-like roadway barriers across the country. Waymo, whose parent company is Alphabet, citing a software issue which was resolved in November 2024 as the root of the problem, and stating that none of the resulting crashes caused injury, and the vast majority of which were low speed. The company says the issue does not impact cars currently on the road.
Do you see this as a major setback for the company and for the industry?
I don't think this is a major step back for the company or for the industry. It just highlights this is the root cause of the scientific problem that has not really been resolved.
Waymo, going the wrong way!
Last year, the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration launched an investigation into Waymo after reports of its robo-taxis exhibiting driving behavior that potentially violated traffic safety laws. Some instances caught on camera.
Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy.
A man stuck in a Waymo on his way to the airport in Scottsdale as it drove out of control in circles.
This car is just going in circles.
A low-speed crash into a telephone pole in Phoenix. A robo-taxi turning into oncoming traffic in Tempe.
It's going the wrong way.
One swerving in and out of its lane, others driving into construction zones.
Sir, we cannot move. We're sorry.
And ignoring an officer's instruction to pull to the side.
We're not driving.
We reached out to the NHTSA, which confirmed the investigation is still open. Despite these incidents, Waymo reiterating their technology leads to safer roads. Waymo data showing their driverless cars reduced injury-causing collisions by 81% compared to expected human performance over 50 million miles.
I'm optimistic. My estimate is within the next 5 years, we should be able to overcome and fundamentally resolve these type of issues and then allow the companies to deploy in a large scale.
A Waymo spokesperson telling NBC News, we hold ourselves to a high safety standard, and our record of reducing injuries over tens of millions of fully autonomous miles driven shows our technology is making roads safer.
And our thanks to Steve for that report. Still to come, a tale of two 3-1 series. The Celtics warn the world not to write them off, while the Warriors fall by the wayside of the Wolves.
With moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, my skin was no longer mine.
My active psoriatic arthritis joint symptoms held me back.
Don't let symptoms define you. Emerge as you with clearer skin. With Tremfya, most people saw 100% clear skin that stayed clear, even at 5 years. Tremfya is proven to significantly reduce joint pain, stiffness, and swelling.
Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine.
Emerge as you with clear skin. Ask your doctor about Tremfya.
You wouldn't settle for Bateman when there's Batman.
Come on, Batemobile, don't die on me now.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
High heat, wet hair, aka the Straightener Sizzle. OGX Weightless Repair Mist for non-stop damage protection. OGX.
Always dry scoop before you run.
Listen to me. A hot dog diet got me shredded.
It's time we listen to science. One A Day is formulated with key nutrients to support whole body health. One A Day, science that matters.
Febreze. When it comes to my space, I gotta keep things fresh and tidy, just like Mama taught me.
So I'm always spraying Febreze fabric spray to freshen up by fighting odors and locking them away.
He sniffs his living room.
Smells like home.
Febreze fabric P&G.
Here they are, McCrispy strips. Long, tender, juicy chicken made for dipping. Or rather, double dipping. But why stop there? Keep going. New McCrispy strips now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's our best sale of the year. Get up to 45% off your entire project.
800-588-2300
Today. There's a reason the Karate Master was the #1 salesman in the lumber department. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm.
Karate.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Any Memorial Day sales today?
What do you think this is? Land of the free?
Shop the Memorial Day event at the Living Spaces Sleep Center. Save up to $500 on a Tempur-Pedic mattress set or save $500 on a Sealy Posturepedic. You can also get a Beauty Rest Queen mattress for just $495. Plus, pay no interest for 24 months on select purchases with your good credit. And get fast, free shipping. Shop the Memorial Day event at the Living Spaces Sleep Center.
Living Spaces.
Gets the switch, now the double. And Randall for three, late clock, and he buries it. Julius Randall.
The loss of Chef Curry proved too much for the Warriors to overcome. Golden State was bounced from the playoffs by the Timberwolves in 5 games, powered by more strong performances from Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards. Minnesota punches their ticket to their 2nd straight Western Conference Finals. And the Knicks had the chance to send the defending champs packing, but they settled for being brutalized in Boston instead. The Celtics didn't miss Jason Tatum at all, crushing New York by 25 points, with Jaylen Brown and Derek White combining for 60 of those. Boston staves off elimination and lives to see Game 6 at Madison Square Garden tomorrow night. So what a Friday, electric Friday it is going to be here in the city to see if the Knicks do it.
We'll see what happens. All right, there's still a lot of basketball to be played, but we're already marking our calendars for this year's marquee NFL matchups. The season kicks off right here on NBC as the defending champion Eagles host who else but the Dallas Cowboys. The Birds fly to Kansas City just a week later for a Super Bowl rematch. The Chiefs also face the powerhouse Lions in primetime in Week 6 and will spend Thanksgiving in Dallas, the first time they've played on Turkey Day since 2006. But we'll have to wait until midseason for Patrick Mahomes to renew his rivalry with reigning MVP Josh Allen. A lot of people getting excited about this. I feel like it's going too fast. It means the fall is almost here, and I got to enjoy the summer first.
But for football fans, they can't get
exactly
fast enough. They're already putting those dates on their calendars and planning around it. All right, when we come back, the streaming service that's maxing out name changes and the new Starbucks policy that's reached a boiling point for more than 1,000 baristas.
Clogged gutters can cause big problems fast. Until now. Call 833 Leaf Filter today for your free gutter inspection.
I've had terrible flooding problems on my porch. Now I understand why.
Right now, Leaf Filter is offering a free inspection on your schedule. Leaf Filter is a permanent gutter solution, so you never have to worry about costly damage from clogged gutters again.
Call us today and schedule your free inspection.
To schedule your free inspection, call 833 Leaf Filter today or visit leaffilter.com.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the man in command, come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Our brains are incredible, but memory can get complicated. That's why we created new Nariva Memory 3D. It supports your short-term, long-term, and working memory. Take it from me. An elephant never forgets. Remember Nariva.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
A mom smells a clean shirt and smiles.
This week on Neutrogena Remembers.
Will you marry me?
I love you.
If you remember these two, it may be time to start using Neutrogena Retinol Regenerating Cream. It can reverse 7 years of visible aging. Great skin. Oh, to be young.
Dan made progress with his mental health, but his medication caused unintentional movements in his face, hands, and feet called tardive dyskinesia, or TD. So his doctor prescribed Austedo XR, a once-daily extended-release TD treatment for adults. Austedo XR significantly reduced Dan's TD movements. Some people saw a response as early as 2 weeks. With Austedo XR, Dan can stay on his mental health meds. Cool hair.
Austedo XR can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden changes in mood, or have suicidal thoughts. Don't take if you have liver problems, are taking reserpine, tetrabenazine, or valbenazine. Austedo XR may cause irregular or fast heartbeat or abnormal movements. Seek help for fever, stiff muscles, problems thinking, or sweating. Common side effects include inflammation of the nose and throat, insomnia, and sleepiness.
Ask your doctor for Austedo XR.
When your home gets bugs, the struggle is real. That's why you need Zevo, America's #1 trap. Zevo goes wherever bugs do, working 24/7 using blue and UV light to attract and trap flying insects with no odor and no mess. And even getting rid of the bugs you didn't know you had. For effortless protection everywhere in your home. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly. To catch up to twice the bugs, try Zevo Max.
Here's what's making headlines this Thursday morning. Harvard's president is taking a voluntary pay cut for the fiscal year 2026 as the university faces more than $2.6 billion in federal funding cuts. This comes as the Ivy League implements other cost-cutting measures amid its legal battle with the Trump administration. More than 1,000 baristas across 75 Starbucks locations are striking over the company's new dress code. Starbucks Workers United says it should be subject to collective bargaining, filing a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board. In a statement to NBC News, the coffee chain said it would be more productive if the union would put the same effort into coming back to the table, but they're putting into protesting wearing black shirts to work. New government data shows egg prices fell from record highs in April by nearly 13%. It's the first month-to-month decline since last October. The prices still remain near historic highs. And Max is changing its name back to HBO Max. The streaming service dropped HBO from its title in 2023. It's set to become official later this summer.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need Batman.
Stop. Whoa, cat lady. Time out.
Nice fanny bag.
Thank you.
Rude. Don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. The sweet scent of a honeymoon in Fiji. Moisturize with vitamin B3.
He's in the shower.
You better not be using all the Old Spice.
Can you get my bag?
Men have skin too. Old Spice.
Always dry scoop before you run.
Listen to me. A hot dog diet got me shredded.
It's time we listen to science. One A Day is formulated with key nutrients to support whole body health. One A Day, science that matters.
Breaking news tonight. This is a massive storm affecting almost all of Florida.
This soldier is scanning the sky for Russian drones.
Here on Bourbon Street, the healing has begun.
You guys are doing it through music.
Every angle, every night.
Stay right here.
NBC Nightly News.
Netflix breaks ground on a new studio facility, which some say could help New Jersey take a big step toward becoming the Hollywood of the East. Ted Greenberg has the story.
I want to thank Governor Murphy. In true Hollywood form, there were crews, lights, cameras, and of course, action. Netflix kicking off demolition to start clearing the way for a massive state-of-the-art production facility at the site of the defunct Fort Monmouth Army Base in Eatontown and Oceanport.
It's a big tract of land, has a lot of history. I'm really glad they're doing something with it.
1, 2, 3. The company breaking ground for the project, representing a close to $1 billion investment by Netflix. It'll include 12 sound stages, backlot areas, and production facilities on a campus spanning nearly 300 acres, serving as the media giant's flagship location on the East Coast.
We estimate that these studios will create thousands of jobs for New Jersey residents, billions of dollars of economic output, and many cultural benefits for the region and for the state.
It's seen as a huge win for New Jersey's film and television industry, the state providing significant tax breaks, an incentive luring a growing number of productions.
We extended these credits to 2039 with the explicit statement that this is not about us. This is about generations to come.
Netflix Studios Fort Monmouth is projected to open in about 3 years. The military base closed in 2011.
A lot of the mom and pop shops and some of the other businesses really took a nosedive. And so this will be a full reboot.
85 buildings here at Fort Monmouth are set to be demolished, but 8 are not. Among them, the one you see over there. It's only about 25 years old, and is slated to become one of the first Netflix sound stages to come online.
People are positive about what we're doing here, which has caused other developments to kind of start moving even faster.
A blockbuster project expected to breathe new life into Fort Monmouth with star power.
Those celebrity sightings will be fun there. Ted Greenberg, thank you. Coming up on Today, a tariff price check. With economic uncertainty hitting Americans nationwide, Christine Romans takes a look at grocery prices and where to find the best bargains for your kitchen staples, as well as clothing, cars, and electronics. And Delta CEO Ed Bastian is live with Savannah and Craig ahead of the busy summer travel season. His thoughts on the state of air safety and how to map out your vacation ahead on Today. Important to know this time of year. Thanks so much for being with me and watching Early Today. I'm Frances Rivera. Hope you have a great Thursday. We'll see you back here early morning for Friday.
Huge discounts on hundreds of sofas in all the latest styles. Come and see the latest looks in bedrooms and dining rooms at the lowest prices ever. You can get it all in stock with fast and free delivery. Even an incredible selection of patio and outdoor furniture so you can enjoy every part of your home. For the best service, selection, and value, don't miss out on the monumental savings event at your furniture superstore, Mathis Home.
Whether you've been hurt in a car, motorcycle, or trucking accident, what you do next matters. Make sure to call Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Every month, my firm and I help hundreds of people get the medical treatment they need and the financial compensation they deserve, all without paying a dime out of pocket. Recently, 5 out of the top 50 settlements came from Sweet James. Call the firm awarded Best Attorneys in America. Call Sweet James.
Now at 4 a.m., a legal battle over 2 elephants. The decision today that could stop the beloved pair of pachyderms from moving to a new zoo.
Excuse me. Plus, fire on the Metro. From News Chopper 4, you can see the large response, what we're learning this morning about the emergency and impact to commuters.
Today in LA at 4 starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, May 15th, and here's a live look outside at Long Beach. Another beautiful morning, and it feels fantastic out there. Thanks so much for joining us, and good morning. I'm Adrian Arambulo.
And I'm Lynette Romero. We're so glad you're here with us. I have a sneeze on the tip of my nose.
I was going to read.
Look at the light. It was a wimpy little sneeze there at the beginning. I'm sorry. I grabbed one there. Good morning to you. I hope you're having a great day.
It's the moon. Maybe you're allergic to that.
I am definitely not allergic to the moon, but that is just really beautiful. If you're just waking up, that's true. That's really out there, right? This is not a photo.
Right, and Belen, you were saying that this is actually fading.
Yeah,
but look how bright it is.
It's so pretty. Wow.
Earlier this week, it was a full flower moon, and now it's a fading flower moon. You know what? We have
flower. Oh,
what was that?
That makes me sad. Fading flower. I think someone called me that once, but no.
All righty. Well, the spring weather is going to be fading away. Okay. So today we have to enjoy it. We have some great weather, sunny skies, and nice temperatures in store for you. I don't have any watches or warnings in effect. It's going to be a quiet day. Temperatures this morning are starting off in the 50s, not that different from where we were about 24 hours ago over in Big Bear, 30 degrees. So there you see the view from the Long Beach area. At the coast, we're going to start to see the marine layer develop and areas of clouds, possibly some patchy fog. I have been checking the visibility map, but it doesn't look like it's causing any issues right now. Here's your forecast for today, where we have numbers in the 60s at the coast. We're going to do temperatures in the 70s, the base in Orange County, a little warmer inland. We're going to hit the 80s in the deserts today, and the mountains 61. Just ahead, I've got changes to talk about as we head into the weekend. Enjoy the sunny shorts weather, because sweater weather is going to make a comeback. Right now, though, let's check on the drive. Good morning, Robin. Welcome back.
Hi, good morning, and thank you. We are checking in on a trouble spot down in the OC. Unfortunately, it's sad news. It's a fatal accident here on southbound 5 at Catella. This happened at around 2:30 this morning. There was a report of a pedestrian walking around on the freeway. That person was killed. The investigation continues. Your right lanes are blocked there, south 5 at Catella. I'll fix that little typo. I saw it. The drive time still looking good. 16 minutes right now, Anaheim to Irvine. The 405 is wide open, and no problems for the 91 leaving Riverside heading toward Buena Park. I do have road work to talk about also on the 5. We'll check in on that coming up in a little bit. Lynette, Adrian, back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you for that, and welcome back. Happening today, the debate over 2 elephants at the LA Zoo will go to court.
So this is part of an effort to stop them from being moved to a zoo in Oklahoma. NBC4's Annette Areola is live at the LA Zoo, where the fate of the beloved elephants has become a heated debate. Annette?
Oh, it certainly has. Adrian, Lynette, good morning. Hello, everybody. Well, this lawsuit aims at basically seeking a temporary restraining order, and it was filed by a local LA resident. And really at the crux of this is trying to keep Billy and Tina from going to Tulsa to another zoo out there. So again, Billy and Tina are the 2 Asian elephants here at the LA Zoo who are scheduled to be transported to Oklahoma. The announcement was made last month, and it sparked some serious pushback, fueling plenty of protests, with animal rights activists arguing that the 2 elephants need to go to an elephant sanctuary instead of another zoo. Now, this lawsuit is asking a judge to stop the transfer of Billy and Tina, alleging that they will suffer an inhumane environment. Melissa Lerner represents LA resident John Kelly, who filed the lawsuit. Take a listen. Now, I believe we don't have that soundbite right now, but again, the LA Zoo has defended its position, stating that the planned transfer, that is, will allow both animals to have more space to roam, and it will also give them an opportunity to live among a larger herd of elephants. So what we know right now is that the court hearing is scheduled to begin at 8:30 this morning over at the Stanley Moss Courthouse in downtown LA. We, of course, will be there trying to get reaction, and as we get new details, we'll relay them to you. That's the very latest reporting live outside the LA Zoo. I'm Annette Arriola for Today in LA. Adrienne Lynette, we'll send it back to you.
Annette, thank you for that live report. In North Hollywood, investigators are trying to find out what sparked an electrical fire at the metro station. The train is underground, but you can see the response last night. A lot of firefighters were there. The station was evacuated while firefighters put out that fire. That took less than 10 minutes. The station is back open this morning.
A heartbreaking situation at a homeless encampment in the Westlake area. A woman found her mother and a man dead in a tent. The family set up an online fundraiser for a funeral for Lucrecia Barajas. She was a mother of 6 and a veteran who served in the U.S. Army.
I definitely feel for the daughter because I saw her very emotional throughout the whole ordeal.
Now, people who live nearby say they feel horrible for the family, but they also say they have repeatedly called on the city to do something about that encampment, where they say they've seen a lot of drug activity. The tents are across the street from an apartment complex near a school as well. This week, Governor Newsom called on cities and counties to ban homeless encampments.
After signing deals in Qatar, President Trump will make his way to the United Arab Emirates later this morning for the last stop in his Middle East trip. Now, one of the Qatari deals included the sale of Boeing jets from the U.S. to Qatar amid the uproar over the president receiving a luxury plane as a gift from Qatar as well. NBC's Alice Barr has the very latest from Washington.
When you took it over, it was
President Trump meeting with business leaders in Qatar this morning.
I can tell you that our country is hot. It's hot as a pistol.
Before visiting troops at the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East. Both settings underscoring the strategic importance of a nation President Trump has also criticized over its close ties with Hamas. On Wednesday, a deal announced for Qatar to buy up to 210 Boeing jets from the U.S., a new record and part of what the White House says is a broader $243 billion in new Qatari investment in the U.S.
We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. You're buying a lot of that equipment, actually.
That as Qatar's prime minister dismissed the controversy over President Trump's plan to accept a gifted luxury jet to be used as Air Force One.
This is a very simple government-to-government dealing.
The plane expected to transfer to the Trump Presidential Library at the end of his term. Lawmakers in both parties raising serious concerns about accepting a $400 million foreign gift.
I can think of a lot of other things Qatar could do for us, like, for example, quit harboring Islamic jihadist terrorists who are trying to kill Americans.
President Trump headed today for the United Arab Emirates, the final leg of his Middle Eastern trip. That's included efforts to push Iran toward a nuclear deal. A top advisor to Iran's supreme leader telling NBC's Richard Engel Iran is willing to commit to never having a nuclear weapon in order to lift crippling sanctions.
Yes, we are ready.
All as some of President Trump's top aides traveled to Turkey for direct peace talks between Moscow and Kyiv, aimed at ending Russia's war on Ukraine. There had been hopes that Russia and Ukraine's presidents, along with President Trump, would all join the talks in Turkey, but those appear dashed by Russia sending a lower-level delegation than anticipated. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Did you like the weather yesterday? We're going to do one more day of sunshine and spring-like temperatures before changes start to move in. Friday will be cooler and cloudier, and that trend is going to continue through the weekend with the temperatures dropping even more. Now, over the weekend, there's a possibility for some drizzle and also some gusty winds in the mountains and deserts. And then we're taking another ride on the weather roller coaster next week. It's expected to heat back up again. So enjoy the cloudy, cool conditions that we have before that big warm up
The weather for our friends in the basin will start off a little cloudy. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s. We're going to lose the clouds around the middle of the morning, so you are going to need the sunglasses. Around noon, we're going to have 67 degrees. And look at the temperatures during the afternoon. We'll have upper 60s, low 70s, rays for days, just a beautiful spring-like day. This is what we signed up for. No watches, no warnings. Let me show you the weather for our friends in the deserts, where you're going to enjoy highs in the 80s, and thankfully the winds are going to be calmer. In the mountains, temperatures are expected to reach the low 60s. Over in the Inland Empire, we've got the numbers slightly warmer than yesterday, upper 70s, a possibility for some low 80s with some areas of fog throughout the morning, but then we'll clear to sunshine. A 70-degree day over in Orange County, 60s at the coast, also seeing skies gradually clear. Same goes for Ventura County, where we're going to have a mix of 60s and 70s. A warmer day for kids headed to school, upper 70s. Santa Clarita, 80 degrees, so leave that hoodie at home. And then here's a look at the weather for the LA basin, where it's going to be a beautiful day. Coming up, we'll talk about the changes as we head into the weekend. Let's check on the roads. What's happening out there, Robin?
Changes on the road, Belen. We're going to peek in on a little bit of slow traffic for northbound 5, and we're blaming it on the construction. It's a construction zone between Lakewood and Slauson in the northbound commute direction. Your 2 left lanes are blocked off. They're hoping to have this project wrapped up by 5 a.m. Meanwhile, prepare for slow traffic right through the scene. If you plan on leaving Downey, Santa Fe Springs, heading toward Commerce, heading toward East LA, I'd leave a little bit early because of that road work. Your drive time is not awful, and it's still under 20 minutes to make it from the 605 split. Heading up to the 10, 710 wide open Long Beach to Alhambra. No problems for the 605. Looking good, trouble-free for that connection. And your drive from East LA to West LA also trouble-free on the 10. That's going to be a quick commute. I am tracking a fatal accident from 2:30 this morning involving a pedestrian that was killed on the freeway. This is down in the OC. If you plan on traveling south on the 5, coming away from Anaheim, approaching Catella Avenue, you'll see that activity working. The investigation continues. Your right lanes are closed until further notice, but so far, no major delays passing the scene. I'll keep my eyes on this, and of course, we'll peek in on more freeways coming up a little bit later. Lynette, back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you. Coming up next at 4, as the family's demand for justice in a deadly shooting involving police continues, dash cam video of the incident is now coming to light. Why they're pushing for the officer to face charges.
Plus, hotel and airport workers could be getting a big financial boost ahead of LA 28, the important vote that council members will soon make.
But first, after the break, the ex-girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs returns to the stand. Why she says she felt the need to come forward in his sex trafficking lawsuit. You're watching Today in LA. We'll be right back.
This morning on Today in LA.
Made in Los Angeles. Made possible by this proud immigrant family.
The importance of clothes like this, the impact of tariffs, and the significance of this owner's Taiwanese American heritage. This morning at 6.
It's your moment. The views, the people. That's a recipe for a loving moment. Right now, it's the only moment. The seafood, the wine, the steak and lobster. Cielo at Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Every great performance starts with a great night's sleep. It feeds your day. Makes good choices great ones. Because to get the best you, the best thing to get is this. Every great night's sleep starts with Natrol. New Natrol Sleep and Restore for your ultimate restorative sleep.
Jerome's is celebrating Memorial Day with the Sealy Posturepedic Special Factory Buy. For a limited time, get Sealy's precision fit coils for proper targeted support at Jerry's price. Say goodbye to aches and pains and get this queen mattress with a head and foot adjustable base for only $7.99. That's right, a premium Sealy mattress and an adjustable base for just $7.99.
And furnish your entire home with up to 60 months no-interest financing.
Or get a state sales tax discount.
Hurry to Jerome's for big Memorial Day savings.
It's simple. Precision. From Belen at 6 a.m. and Melissa at 6 p.m. Trust the most accurate team. However you watch, NBC for you.
4:13 right now. Today, testimony continues in the Sean Diddy Combs case. Yesterday, his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, explained in graphic detail the alleged abuse that she endured from Combs. Jurors were again shown the surveillance video from the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City where Combs is seen attacking Ventura. Ventura also described an alleged rape by Combs after the two went to dinner in Malibu. When asked why she is testifying, Ventura said, "I can't carry this anymore. People aren't disposable." NBC4's Ted Chen has more from court.
In her second day of testimony, Cassie Ventura talked about how she once compared Sean Combs to Ike Turner, the abusive ex-husband of the late Tina Turner. She also talked about the circumstances surrounding the now infamous hotel beating video. The chase and the beating, recorded on security video and released by CNN, allegedly happened after a freak-off in which Cassie Ventura says Sean Combs hit her and gave her a black eye, then banged on her door after she had escaped from the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City to her apartment. Ventura described days-long freak-offs, drug-fueled and choreographed sex between her and male escorts directed by Combs that left her exhausted and with persistent urinary tract infections. She said, quote, "At that point, whatever was going to make him not be angry at me and threatening me, I was willing to do. I just didn't want to feel scared anymore. It was the one thing he made me feel like I was good at." She said at times during the freak-offs, quote, "He would grab me up, push me down, hit me in the side of the head, kick me, you name it." Combs' lawyers have acknowledged domestic violence but claim all the sex was consensual. They deny the charges of sex trafficking and racketeering and say Ventura's lawsuit against Combs makes this case about money. Ventura acknowledged that at one time she punched Combs in the face in 2009 after she says she heard him call her a crude name to a producer. She says Combs responded by stomping her in the face. She said at times she also saw him hitting his assistants and other employees. As they neared the end of their relationship after one dinner, Ventura said Combs raped her. Quote, "I just remember crying and saying no, but it was very fast." But after that, she said she had consensual sex with Combs one more time, saying, quote, "You don't just turn off feelings in that way. I still had a good vision of who he was as a person."
That was Ted Chen reporting. The judge and lawyers for both sides discussed eventually showing graphic photos and videos of those so-called freak-offs. They appeared to agree on the use of privacy screens that could be seen only by the lawyers, the jurors, and Cassie Ventura. Ventura is scheduled to be cross-examined today.
ICE agents say they arrested close to 240 undocumented immigrants in L.A. last week. Now, this is video provided by ICE. According to the agency, the people arrested were criminals who had convictions ranging from theft to manslaughter and rape. ICE says several other law enforcement agencies helped with the operation, including the DEA and U.S. Marshals. Immigration enforcement is becoming a new priority for the FBI. That's according to multiple current and former officials who spoke to NBC News. Two FBI officials tell NBC that there will be 9 squads that could be created at the LA field office. Their purpose will be to help immigration enforcement go after people who overstay their visas, even those with no criminal history.
Instead of going after the real terrorists, we're going to be going after people that are cleaning our yards, taking care of our kids, who are processing food, who are harvesting, vegetables and so on. That's a very, very serious concern.
The FBI and Justice Department did not immediately respond to our request for comment.
LA City Council has approved an increase in minimum wage for hotel and airport workers ahead of the LA Olympics, ultimately reaching $30 an hour by 2028. It was a 12-3 vote. Council members authorized updates to LA's living wage and hotel workers' minimum wage ordinances. With the changes, hotel and airport employees would receive $22.50 an hour starting July. Then it would increase $250 each year over the next 3 years. It is a preliminary move, still needs a final approval. So the second vote is scheduled for May 23rd.
All right, it is 4:18. I thought yesterday was beautiful, you guys.
Was. Yeah, I had to get outdoors. What did you guys do?
Took my dad for a walk, Descanso Gardens.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
So it's been a few
nice.
years since we've been there, so it was nice to catch up with him and just talk and be out in nature. Super nice. Yeah, yourself?
I did not get outside to do a whole lot, but I was busy running errands, so I was in and out.
Yeah.
But it was pretty.
Well, I mean, good weather for in and out, right?
Well, I didn't do in and out, but yes.
Well, the weather is going to be great today as well. We'll have bright sunny skies and the temperatures are going to feel nice and comfy. But I do have to remind you, make sure you slather on that sunscreen because the UV index today, amigos, is going to be high, very high. So if you're not wearing the right protection and you're outdoors for, let's say about 15 minutes, you could get a sunburn. So take those precautions, put on the sunscreen, make it a high SPF, and be safe. Let's enjoy the sunshine today, taking that vitamin D from Mother Nature. Out there right now, it's nice and fresh. We've got 50s. We've got Big Bear at 30 degrees. And here is a look at the afternoon temperatures. Not bad at all. This is what we signed up for. No watches, no warnings. The winds a little breezy at times at the coast and also for the deserts, but nothing that would prompt an advisory or that would cause issues if you are getting behind the wheel. 60s and 70s in Ventura County, mid to upper 70s, close to 80 for the valleys, the Inland Empire. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s from the South Bay into the downtown area and over into Orange County. You're going to hit those 80s in the deserts and in Big Bear, temperatures at 61 degrees. Now look at the changes on the way for the Los Angeles area, which is pretty much a mirror of what we're going to see all across the area. The temperatures are going to be coming down as we head into the weekend, and our sunny skies are going to be filled with cloud cover. So today, 73 areas of patchy fog for Los Angeles. Tomorrow, the marine layer starts to grow, and the onshore flow kicks in. That's going to help lower our temperatures into the low 70s. By Saturday, we're back to the sweaters, and there's a possibility for some drizzle. So currently, we have this little ridge developing. That's the reason why the weather feels nice and spring-like, and we are dry. But into the weekend, a system coming out of the Gulf of Alaska is going to be moving into the Pacific Northwest. That's going to lower the jet stream, increase our onshore flow, and bring us that chance for some drizzle. So if you have any outdoor plans, especially on Saturday, you may want to bring the umbrella with you. Not looking at any major flooding issues or traffic issues, but this is going to change up our weather pattern. We continue to take a ride on the weather roller coaster as we check on the 7-day forecast, because yes, I am tracking that cool down, more cloud cover through the weekend, but next week, look at how the weather is bright, it is sunny, and it is warm again. So the temperatures are going to be in the 70s, eventually in the 80s by the middle of the week for the basin in Orange County. So that's above normal for this time of year. So we're going to have every season in our forecast this week. We're going from spring to a little bit of winter this weekend, especially Saturday. The clouds start to break apart. On Sunday, the sunshine returns. And the next week, look at these numbers, 80s, possibly some 90s by the middle of the week. The weather for our friends in the deserts, it's going to turn breezy / windy in the coming days as that system comes closer to us. You're especially going to feel those winds over the weekend. So that, I think, is going to be the biggest impact, as well as the areas of drizzle. And then here's a look at the forecast for the mountains, where today it's quiet, tomorrow the winds turn up, and then on Saturday is when we're going to have some colder conditions with the possibility for some light rain. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's check on the drive. What's going on, Robin?
Well, we have some new problems to talk about, Belen. So we're heading over to downtown LA. Heads up for an accident here, South 110 at the 101 connector. We already have CHP on scene, so it may be a little sluggish passing that connector ramp. But overall, you're looking good through downtown LA, East LA, the 10, the 5, the 101, the 110, no significant slowing. The drive time is under 15 minutes for the 110 between the 405 and the 101 split. So that's great news. Now, the 5 north, leaving Downey, heading toward Commerce, heads up for construction. They hope to have this wrapped up by 5, but it's a little slow between Lakewood and Slauson. That's going to be your construction zone. So there's some brake tapping going on. It's not too bad, though. As soon as you pass that road work, the rest of the trip continuing into Commerce in East LA, that's going to be fine. It's going to be wide open. The drive time under 15 minutes for that connection, and still no problems for the 710 or the 605. So we're off to a quiet start there. The 101 coming away from Studio City, heading toward Woodland Hills. That's looking good. A smooth connection going east and west, and no problems for the 105. I have a fatal crash wrapping up at Anaheim. We'll take a closer look at that coming up at our next traffic check. Adrian, back to you.
All right, thank you, Robin. Well, Belen mentioned In-N-Out earlier. Well, next 4 big changes are coming to some of In-N-Out's favorite menu items. It'll be healthier, but will it taste the same? We'll explain coming up.
And we invite you to join our team for the Long Beach Pride Parade. It is this Sunday at 10 a.m. You'll see Annabelle Sedano and Enrique Chiabra along with Michelle Valles and Makala Medina. We hope to see you there. It's going to be a great weekend.
Your day started like any other. You drop the kids off at school and head to work. Little do you know, in the next moment, a truck is going to run a red light and hit you, changing your life forever. For everything that comes next, you won't be ready, but we are. The attorneys at Sweet James will help you recover physically and financially as we defend you against the insurance companies that promise to protect you. You pay nothing until we win. So if you're hurt in an accident, call Sweet James today.
We had such a great experience with Empire, we would recommend it to anyone.
Real customers share their stories about Empire today.
As a matter of fact, we already have. Customer service and the personal touch was really where it's at. The quality, too, is important to us, and the quality of the flooring was great. I mean, we've had people come in our home and say, wow, this is really beautiful. Where'd you have it done? Empire.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Dive into summer style and savings during the Memorial Day event at Living Spaces. Enjoy cozy lounging with sofas starting at $350, easy resting with queen beds starting at $195, and special meals with dining sets starting at $295. You'll even find outdoor sets for alfresco fun starting at $595. Plus, pay no interest for 24 months on select purchases with your good credit and enjoy free shipping as soon as next day. Celebrate the start of summer and shop the Memorial Day event only at Living Spaces.
Living Spaces.
We are committed to bringing you the latest
24/7 from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and every hour in between.
If anything should happen, I guarantee you we will be back on the air.
We're tracking an area of low pressure and the threat of the rain on the way.
Stay informed. Keep it locked here with us. The traffic alert extended. We'll definitely keep you posted.
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
We want to thank our viewers for tuning in, for trusting us.
Trust NBC for you.
We're happy to do that for you. Governor Newsom has announced a $12 billion deficit in the state's revised budget proposal. Now, this comes as the state faces a budget shortfall in part from President Trump's tariffs and a lack of international tourism. Newsom plans to refocus investments in housing, education, and infrastructure. The governor also plans to fast-track a water infrastructure project, reduce prescription drug costs, and protect reproductive health.
4:25 right now. Changes are coming to In-N-Out, the menu, ahead of the new rules about food additives. The move comes after the FDA announced plans to phase out synthetic food dyes by the end of 2026. So In-N-Out has confirmed that it is removing the artificial food coloring from the strawberry shakes and the pink lemonade. It's also changing to a ketchup made with real sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup.
All right, time now for Hollywood Buzz. Superman is taking flight in a latest trailer for the new blockbuster featuring the iconic superhero. I feel like whenever I just hear the music, you know there's going to be excitement and drama. Superman is directed by James Gunn, who directed the popular Guardians of the Galaxy movies. The new Superman is played by David Cornsweet, who must defend the metropolis from a powerful threat. So the movie is also featuring other appearances from other DC comic characters. You just have to wait and see exactly who. Superman flies into theaters July 11th. And I love this story. If you're looking to catch a live show this summer without breaking the bank, Live Nation has a deal for you. So Live Nation is offering a ticket to summer promotion. Lynette, Adrian, for $30.
Nice.
Doesn't that sound good? But it's only for select concerts, but it is nationwide. So, you know, it'll be a little bit of everything from hardcore rock to rock punk and family-friendly performances like Kids Bop. Kids Bop is a good time.
Oh, boy.
Aiden might like the Kids Bop. There will be something for everyone, and tickets go on sale May 21st. I know I can't speak for everyone, but I've seen a lot of concerts even come through LA, and I'm like, wow, I'd love to go, but it's anywhere from $400 to $1,000, and then I just say, I'm not doing it.
The standard get-in price now is so much higher than it was just a little while ago, right?
It is.
It's really unaffordable in many cases.
So with this new promotion, $30, I feel like more people can enjoy it, right?
You can't beat that.
Kids Bop, that's just only for the car. You can't go to a concert, right? You have to go to a concert and listen to it?
I've seen kids on the way to a Kids Bop concert, and they were already pumped up before they got in, so it's a good time.
I think the first concert we saw at Staples Center was the Wiggles.
Yeah.
So, it was great. I loved it.
You remember it,
The
right?
Wiggles was great. So that's when we knew that our fun days were over. All right, still ahead. Cracking down on retail theft.
How thousands of stickers being handed across LA County is going to support this goal.
Hey, good morning, everyone. The song is already stuck in my head, the graduation song. Dun, 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 dun. You know it, right? We're at USC. Today is graduation. Just ahead, we're going to tell you who students will be able to listen to at their graduation ceremony. Here's a hint. I think he's going to be very popular. You got me singing there. Popular. Okay, taking a live look at San Pedro from our camera on the battleship USS Iowa. Meteorologist Belinda De Leon will have another look at your forecast, and she might sing the rest of the song for us when we come right back.
If you've been injured, call us now, day or night. Our team is available 24/7. Don't wait until morning to get the help you need. You're ready to take action, and so are we. We're the Law Brothers.
Call 1-800-222-2222.
Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be using this. Particle 6-in-1 Face Cream for Men, the first of its kind anti-aging cream designed specifically for men. Fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles. Visit ParticleMen.com and use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. www.ParticleMen.com. Because seeing is believing.
It's At Home in the Valley, a warehouse full of rugs. Too many rugs, way too many rugs. It's time for a sale. Save on thousands of rugs in stock. Take one home today. Modern, traditional, shag, solids, and textures, all at low, low prices. Roll runners for stairs and hallways, any length you need. Since 1979, At Home in the Valley, 16531 Satakoy Street, Van Nuys, 818-780-4663. Online at athomeinthevalley.com.
When a truck hit my son, I had so many questions about his case. I called the Barnes firm. It was the best call I could have made.
Call the Barnes firm now and find out what your case could be worth.
1-800-8-million.
Now at 4:30, tens of thousands of USC students will be walking across the stage today, marking the end of their school year, but the beginning of so much. The lineup of commencement ceremonies planned today, ahead in a live report.
And a major hurdle overcome, but is it enough? Where the legal journey for the Menendez brothers now stands as they fight for their freedom.
Today in LA at 4:30 starts now.
Good morning to you. It is Thursday, May 15th. This is a live look at downtown LA. It's just glowing. It's really clear and beautiful out there. We are so glad you are spending your Thursday morning with us. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lynette Romero.
I'm Adrian Arambula. Looks good outside. Feels really nice as well. But we got some changes on the way, so we'll check in with Belinda who's got that. Are you going to sing the rest of Popular?
I don't know the whole thing. Yeah. Popular. You're going to be popular. I think the weather. Thank you. How do I transition? I think the weather is going to be popular today. Sure. Great outdoor day. The beautiful skies are going to remain sunny. I know it's dark out there right now. Sunrise closer as we get to 6 a.m. And we do have some patchy clouds and even some patchy fog close to the coast. This is the view from our USS Iowa camera over in San Pedro. The numbers this morning are going to be in the 50s, and we're going to have a mix of sun and clouds. The marine layer isn't totally established yet, so we will have some sun breaking out from behind the cloud cover. In the mountains, temperatures at 29 degrees. Now, during the afternoon, the temperatures are going to be just a little warmer. We're still going to feel like spring, 60s at the coast, warmer in the deserts. The temperatures there, 82 degrees. But amigos, it is going to cool down again. Look at the Inland Empire. We have temperatures reaching the upper 70s by Saturday. We're going to need the sweaters again. It will be cooler, and we're even tracking a chance for some weekend drizzle. So I'll be back to talk about those changes. Right now, let's check on the drive. Hi, Robin.
Hi, good morning. Well, the drive looks pretty good in some spots. The biggest problem I'm tracking right now is down in the OC. Unfortunately, it is sad news. It's a fatal accident. A pedestrian struck and killed on the freeway at around 2:30 this morning. This is leaving Anaheim, South South 5 at Catella Avenue. So as the investigation continues, you may experience a little bit of slow traffic. The right lanes are blocked until further notice, South 5 at Catella, but no significant slowing passing the scenes. So for now, you're okay. That may change. I'll keep my eyes on it. 16 minutes from Anaheim to Irvine, wide open for the 91 and 405. I'll have more drive times coming up in a little bit. Lynette, Adrian, back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you. Well, it is a big time in the community. The Trojan family, they are celebrating USC's 142nd commencement this week with more than 100 events.
And it all starts with the main ceremony tonight. NBC4's Brittany Hope is live in University Park with what you need to know if you're going or if you're just driving through the area today. Brittany, good morning.
Yes, good morning, everyone. It is going to be crazy as soon as the sun gets up. Okay, 3 points that I want to tell you. Get here early. Find parking in advance because it gets really expensive. And third of all, wear comfy shoes because you're going to be doing a lot of walking. I only know that because 7 years ago, I graduated from USC. This is where my journalism career started at the Annenberg School. So I'm feeling all the feels. I'm wearing my cardinal red. But truly, this is an amazing day, not just for the graduates, but for their families and loved ones because it takes a village to get that college degree. So a huge congratulations to everyone. Some really cool facts about this graduating class. This is the university's 142nd commencement. Isn't that cool? 18,000 students will be wearing their caps and tassels. 28 graduations for the different schools are happening over the next few days, plus 5 PhD ceremonies. And tonight's main ceremony is happening at the Coliseum at 7 o'clock. And guess who will be speaking to nearly 50,000 people in attendance? John M. Chu, the director of the hit movie Wicked with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Fun fact, his career started at USC too. He graduated from the School of Cinematic Arts back in 2003. USC's President Carol Folt will also be on the microphone, plus the student commencement speaker. Of course, that's a really big change from last year when USC canceled its student commencement speaker. Asna Tabassum was the valedictorian and spoke out about her pro-Palestinian views. USC stopped her from doing the commencement address, citing safety precautions. And this is that video from last year. You can see, of course, it sparked a protest on campus that we covered at that time last year. All right, looking ahead to tonight, if you're going to the big ceremony at the Coliseum, gates open 2 hours early at 5 o'clock. You'll want to make sure you have your ticket downloaded on your phone and also have a clear bag. You know, if you've been to the Coliseum for a concert, a game, you have to have a clear bag for safety reasons. A really exciting day for all these graduates. Again, congratulations. Make sure you stay with us later this morning at 6:30. We have some magic in store. I won't say any more than that, you guys, but you will not want to miss it. I promise that.
Looking forward to it, Brittany. Thank you very much. We'll see you then. 4:36 right now. And developing now, the family of a man shot and killed by San Gabriel police want the officers to face criminal charges. Relatives say new body cam video shows that he was unarmed when police fired 47 shots. And we want to warn you that we're about to show you some of that video. Police dash cam footage shows the pursuit for a traffic violation. Officers saying that Pedro Meza drove erratically for 6 minutes. When he stopped and got out of the car, police say that he turned towards officers and appeared to be holding a weapon, and that's when police opened fire. We froze the video. Here's what his wife told us.
I don't believe he deserved to die the way he did. I miss him so much.
Mesa's family filed a civil lawsuit against the city and police alleging they used excessive force. We've reached out to the San Gabriel Police Department. They say they cannot comment on the active investigation.
The Menendez brothers cleared a major hurdle this week toward freedom. Tuesday's resentencing by the judge makes them eligible for parole. Now their relatives are looking toward their possible future as free men.
I envision them having a life of service to all of those that have suffered. They're asking for forgiveness, their admittance of what they've done. We forgive them. We love them. They're our family.
Governor Newsom says the brothers' next step before the parole board is not a guarantee to freedom. Even if the parole board makes a recommendation to release them, there's a long period that follows before that decision is final.
It's conceivable, to the point, that on June 13th, there could be a recommendation to me. I'm the ultimate arbiter. We'll have to review the parole board's recommendations and report.
For more on the resentencing, head to NBCLA.com. We have a blog of all the events that unfolded from our team of reporters who were in the courtroom, as well as what's next for the brothers.
Well, LA District Attorney Nathan Hochman once again renewing the push to target thieves who are targeting businesses. This time he wants businesses to display a sticker warning about the consequences and that repeat offenders can be charged with felonies. The stickers warn potential thieves that the business is protected by law enforcement and any crime will be prosecuted by the Retail Theft Task Force. DA Hochman says over 10,000 stickers will be handed out to businesses across the county starting tomorrow. Right, 4:39 right now. Coming up, a special birthday wish come true for a man celebrating a milestone birthday.
So he has been waiting a really long time. The surprise he got ahead in our morning bright spot. That's coming up.
Well, we're going to have some bright sunny skies today. The sun will be up at 5:51, setting at 7:47. 13 hours, 56 minutes of daylight, amigos. Enjoy the spring weather because it's all going to change after today. I'll have the timeline in your first alert forecast. Here is Robin.
Good morning. We're checking the morning drive, and we're off to an okay start. Drive time's looking good for the 5, Santa Clarita to East LA. No problems for the 405 from Sylmar to Inglewood. We'll check more coming up after the break. Stay with us.
This is summer with the Nissan Summer Sales Event, featuring the Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier, free from new tariffs. Hurry to a Nissan dealer today.
Now get up to $4,500 total savings on Frontier.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, but thanks to Skyrizi, I'm showing off my clearer skin. With Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clearer skin. And most people were clearer even at 5 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi today. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Hey, have you heard what's happening at Mathis Home? The Monumental Savings Event is happening right now. Save big on our newest arrivals. We have hundreds of sofas with styles you love at unbeatable prices. Like this one. At just $5.99, you can enjoy this contemporary sofa by Ashley, complete with 5 accent pillows. Just one of over 100 great sofas in stock and ready for you to enjoy tonight with fast and free delivery. So don't miss out on the Monumental Savings Event happening at your furniture superstore, Mathis Home.
It's your moment, your game, your place, your time to play. It's fun, it's exciting, and you're winning and winning and winning. Your moment is now at Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo, good times, great moments.
This is summer with the Nissan Summer Sales Event, featuring the Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier, free from new tariffs. Hurry to a Nissan dealer today.
Now get 0% APR for 60 months on Pathfinder.
It's 4:41 right now. It's time for this morning's Bright Spot. A wish come true for the former superintendent of the Fullerton Unified School District. So Duncan Johnson, if you can believe this, just turned 90 years old. He had always wanted to ride a giant lawnmower. His family reached out to his former school district and they made it happen for him. Look at him go. I got a chance to talk with him about this really special experience.
It was a complete surprise. I thought, uh-oh, I finally get to do a riding mower.
So that was always like a dream of yours?
I've been mowing lawns since I was a little boy. It was something that I just always hoped to do, and so I got the chance.
And on your birthday, what a wonderful surprise.
Check that one off.
Yeah, it's a bucket list. Sometimes the simplest things can bring you so much joy. He just loved it. He went around the lawn. He liked it so much, he's like, hey, I'm going to do it again. I think they had a hard time taking the keys away from him. He said he got such a kick out of it, and he just loved so much having his family there and then seeing all his friends from the school district. Like, they just gave him the biggest welcome, and they love him so much, you can tell. So I think this is just so fun.
He went around so many times, there's no grass left. No, what a wonderful personality he has too, right? So you could tell he's still like a kid at heart, and it's wonderful that he was able to kind of fulfill that lifelong dream. He said, ever since I was a little boy, I think a lot of little boys who've had to actually use like the push mowers would say like, oh, just one time I'd like to get on one of those riding mowers.
Such a simple experience to bring so much joy. We love a little sunshine in the morning. We know you do too, so please keep sharing your bright spots with us. So easy to reach out to me directly on social media. Just use that hashtag Today in LA Bright Spot. You can also email me at Lynette.Romero@NBCUni.com.
Well, still ahead on Today in LA, if you bike to work or school, you're in luck. You can score a free ride on Metrolink. We'll explain straight ahead.
And we are celebrating 7 decades at the happiest place on earth. Right now, we're at California Adventure. It is so beautiful out here. We have so much to share here from the park. Coming up, we're going to be talking about some of the food, some of the very exciting food. It's all new, so stick around for that. Hopefully, we get a taste of it too after the break.
Ready for a delicious dinner? With Blue Apron, tap into chef-designed recipes right in the app. Cook with fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered to your door. Enjoy delicious meals that fit your schedule. Blue Apron. Tap, cook, enjoy.
Where do you find the soul of BMW? It's not just in a long legacy of performance, but in those who drive it.
Hurry in for the BMW Memorial Day sales event and lease a BMW i4 for $499 per month.
I'm standing in a dream home that anyone can win, and it's being raffled off to benefit Special Olympics Southern California. This Mediterranean-style home features 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, media space, and a music room. This place is designed with fun in mind. Outside, relaxation awaits, and the pool invites you to enjoy the California sun. Get your tickets now for the Dream Big raffle by calling 800-816-6108.
Memorial Day savings are going on now at Jerome's. It's time to gather and celebrate with unbeatable deals on stylish dining sets in your choice of color, shape, and size, starting at just $3.99. Is your bedroom overdue for a refresh? Get this stylish bed, dresser, mirror, and nightstand with a unique curved waterfall shape for just $8.99.
And furnish your entire home with up to 60 months no-interest financing.
Or get a state sales tax discount.
Hurry to Jerome's for big Memorial Day savings. Jerome's.
Delivered to your door, so you can stress less about eating well and enjoy more time well spent. Blue Apron. Eat well, live well, easily.
Engage.
Really go there. Universal Fan Fest nights at Universal Studios Hollywood. Enter your favorite fandoms like never before with all new immersive fan experiences and more. Now through May 18th.
All right, the happiest place on earth is inviting you to celebrate a milestone. I mean, look at this. What is that, actually?
The Millennium Falcon, I think. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out this earlier, like, where do they have one? Oh, that's California Adventure.
Oh,
right? So
there's so much to see.
we never stay late. We're, like, gone by the evening hours, so we very rarely get to see the nighttime stuff. But, yeah, it's looking fantastic. Disneyland kicking off their 70th anniversary celebrations tomorrow, and we're getting a sneak peek today.
Okay, so I have some pictures.
Okay.
Look at this. We were just trying to get some memories, right?
Yes,
so this is your memory.
Yeah, so that was right around Christmas time. I'd never been around Christmas time, so we went last year, right before Christmas, I believe, and I learned a lesson. You know, Jen was telling me, like, hey, if you want to get a good seat for the parade, you got to get out there like 2 hours in advance to snag your seat. I thought, 1 hour is fine. People were waiting 2 hours in advance.
Great memories. We've asked our staff to send us some of their Disneyland memories as well. And this is Kimber, one of our producers, and she's responsible for all of our Bright Spot segments. So I do want to give a shout out to her, and look how great that is.
She's a super Disney fan.
She's
like
so
super
cute.
duper duper, yeah.
This is Kimber. Let me zoom in so you can see which one. That is our Kimber.
If you need any inside information about what to do, where to go, boom.
Yes, and
Kimber's your woman.
also if you need a party planner, she's great at
Yes.
that. And this is our executive producer, Stephanie Miranda, and her beautiful family meeting Mickey Mouse. This is her husband. No, just kidding. This is her husband.
Wait, where are they? Like indoor somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like an exclusive, like.
Oh, yeah. So cute. And Ava and Jason. So let me show you. This is little Ava. My heart is just, I just love this kid. She's so darn cute. And look, I mean, you have to. Who's that? That's
it's
Rapunzel, right? That's Rapunzel and
Finn.
And Finn. There we
Thank you,
go.
Belen.
Thank you, Belen. Okay, that is my favorite. These Mickey Mouse pretzels.
Isn't that one of the reasons why people love Disney? Because of the food?
Yeah, you almost don't want to eat them.
We're going to keep showing more of these throughout the morning of our staff, people behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, producers, writers, trying to get the directors to send us some pictures.
And then we've got Lauren out there. We'll check in with her a little bit on in the morning, right? So she's going to be talking about all the celebrations for the big B-Day.
Anniversary.
Yes, all right, and great sunny weather out there today, so make sure you put on the sunscreen. We don't want you guys to get a sunburn. There's going to be a high UV index today. A beautiful day for any of your exploring. This is a spot that you may want to visit. I haven't visited yet. I want to head out there over in San Pedro. It's the Korean Friendship Bell. And of course, our photographer here, DG Britt, just did a fantastic a job of catching this as the sun was going down, the clouds in the sky. If you'd like to see your pictures here, use that hashtag NBCLA or tag me at Belen NBCLA. Now let's talk about your weather, amigos, because it's going to be a bright, sunny day. Directors, if we could please change the prompter to our monitor. The rest of the week, the temperatures will be nice and seasonal. But for tomorrow, the clouds are going to be on the increase. Now, over the weekend, we're back to sweater weather, and we have a possibility for some drizzle as well as some gusty winds in the mountains and the deserts. Then next week, another big warm up. It's going to feel like summer again with temperatures rising to above normal levels. This morning, bring a sweater or a jacket. You're not going to need it long. We have 50s on the map right now. Over in Big Bear, temperatures around 30 degrees. Look at the afternoon temperatures. Very nice. Similar to what we had yesterday, maybe a degree or two warmer, especially inland. But we're going to have low to mid 70s from the South Bay to Los Angeles and over in Orange County. The valleys, the Inland Empire, mid to upper 70s, some low 80s, 60s and 70s over in Ventura County, 80s in the deserts. And for our friends in Big Bear, 61. No watches, no warnings, but I should let you know that at the coast this afternoon and also in the deserts, the winds will become breezy. Winds up to about 20 miles per hour. Nothing strong enough to prompt any advisories or to cause any issues for you guys if you are traveling through those areas. Now, let's talk about those changes. In Riverside, the normal high around this time of year is 80 degrees. So we're going to be really close to that today. Sunny skies, moderate air quality. And then tomorrow, the temperatures start to go down just a tad, still comfortable, and we'll have partly cloudy skies. By the time we get to Saturday, the temperatures are going to be closer to about 70 degrees. So there's a storm system that we're going to track. It's going to drop out of the Gulf of Alaska, has some cold air. Most of the impact will be felt up to our north, but watch what happens as this system moves into the Great Basin. The clouds increase for us tomorrow, and then we get into Saturday. We'll have more cloud cover and the potential for some drizzle as we go into Saturday evening and even into Sunday. So here's your 7-day forecast, where today everything is quiet, everything is calm, but we have to keep an eye on that weekend forecast, especially if you have any outdoor plans. Not expecting a washout or any flooding issues, but it is certainly going to be a change of pace from what we've been experiencing. So you see 60s start tomorrow for the Basin Orange County, continue through Saturday. And then on Sunday, the sun starts to come out. And then next week, high pressure take control and the temperatures start to warm up. We're going to be in the 80s by the middle of next week for the Basin and Orange County. The valleys and IE, upper 70s today, low to mid 70s tomorrow, 60s on Saturday, back to sweater weather. Sunday, 70s. Next week, temperatures by the middle of the week are going to be around 90. The deserts, the winds are going to start to pick up starting tomorrow and continuing through the weekend. So if you're traveling through there, then you got to be careful with that. Same goes for the mountains. We'll have temperatures dropping to 57 on Saturday with a chance for drizzle. All right, guys, I'll send it over your way.
All right, and we want to get back to Disney's magical celebration. NBC4's Lauren Coronado is live in Anaheim. There's magic in the air, Lauren.
Lynette, good morning. There certainly is. We booked it over here after we were over on the World of Color side, and wait till you see all of the food, all of this specifically for the 70th anniversary. And I have Chef Christina with us from Rancho Cucamonga, a local gal, and talk with me a little bit about what it was like creating all of these items for such a special occasion.
The 70th celebration is going to be just a very amazing celebration with us. We're celebrating 7 decades of happiness all throughout Disneyland and California Adventure. We have a lot of different desserts and food in store for you. This is just a sample of some of the items we have for you.
Wow, just a sample.
Just a sample, yes. We have over 70 items.
Oh my, well, that is appropriate.
Right? What?
And talk with us about some of your favorites, because I'm looking around and I'm getting pulled in all sorts of different directions here. I mean, the churros are really sticking out to me, but then you have all the savory items over there.
So true, yes. So the churros are amazing because our chefs in the park really work very hard on their churros. They really try and outdo themselves every year. So the churros are amazing. We have everything from our alien macaroon, that's at Alien Pizza Planet, and then we have some raspberry-filled beignets that are at Tiana's for you, and then we have some of the really great nods back to when we first opened with Walt Disney. So we have our walking taco from Casa de Frito. It's amazing. I'm like, how are you supposed to walk with that? You'll figure it out. So this one is a fried tamale with Walt's chili on top. Yes, it's a nod back to Casa de Frito at Disneyland. And then we have some loaded fries. And then we have a loaded baked potato with a little cornbread on top. And that one, again, has Walt's favorite chili on top.
Oh, my gosh. All of it looks so delicious. I'm hungry already. And you said I get to try something.
You get to try one. Are you ready?
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
So early in the morning, but you know what? You need all the power you need. You need all the power you need.
We do. So which one do you have for us?
So we have this cream puff. It is filled with a mocha pastry cream. It has chocolate corn dipped Fritos on top.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Lynette, Adrian, talk to me about some of your favorites as I dig into this right now. How do I even go about?
Just dig in, baby.
So
Just go for it. There you go.
Hey.
Just screaming into the mic. Good morning, everybody. Well, you know what I got? I got a little bit. It's pretty good. Did I spill on myself? No, amazing. Good. Well, thank you, Chef, for your help. From what I did taste, it was really good. Maybe I just get something off the top right here. Yeah. We have so much more to look forward to in the next hour, so stick with us. We're going to be all over the park. Do I have food on my face? We're going to be
you're doing great.
on the Disneyland side, too. Stick around with us.
So, Lauren, we know you're a Southern California girl, born and raised right in Pomona. You must have really great Disneyland memories. Tell us one really quick.
I do. This is so good. I do. I have a lot of good memories. I have memories from watching the parade when I was a little girl. And then when I was in high school, just chewing over here. When I was in high school, we actually got season passes. So we would all just drive out here. We'd come for dinner sometimes. We would just, go on a few rides and then go back home. So that was really special, and I think about that a lot. So everyone has their special memories, and the food makes it so much better, too.
Sure.
So nice of the chef to give you a chance to try something.
And it's really hard to eat when you're on television, so great job, Lauren. Yeah.
Good job, Lauren. All right,
we got some on the mic. Sorry, Renee Luna, my photographer.
You're forgiven. All right, let's send it over to Robin.
Everything looks so delicious. I like those big turkey legs. Do they still have the big turkey legs?
Yeah.
It was like the size of my head. It was delicious, though. We're going to head back over to Katella, or actually to Anaheim at the Katella exit on South 5. All lanes open after a fatal accident. A pedestrian struck and killed at 2:30 this morning. All lanes are open. No significant slowing passing the scene. The drive time is 16 minutes. Anaheim to Irvine, looking good on the 55, Orange to Tustin, and no problems for the 405. Nice and quiet, 18 minutes to Irvine. Today in LA returns after the break. Stay with us.
Spring is here at Living Spaces.
I love Tito's tacos. You love Tito's too. I love Tito's tacos. What else can you do? You can also try delicious burritos, chips and salsa, enchiladas. The only thing better than a Tito's taco is stew. The only thing better than a Tito's taco is stew.
The Barnes firm has years of experience handling thousands of car crash cases. We will give you the support you need and help to get the best result possible.
Barnes firm, injury attorneys, call 1-800-8-million.
We had such a great experience with Empire, we would recommend it to anyone. We had people come in our home and say, wow, this is really beautiful. Where'd you have it done? Empire.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Every great performance starts with a great night's sleep. It feeds your day. Makes good choices great ones. Because to get the best you, the best thing to get is this. Every great night's sleep starts with Natrol. New Natrol Sleep and Restore for your ultimate restorative sleep.
This is summer with Nissan. It's a great time to buy at the Nissan Summer Sales Event, featuring the Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier, free from new tariffs. Get the #1 shopping experience according to J.D. Power. Hurry to a Nissan dealer today.
Now get up to $4,500 total savings on Frontier, or get 0% APR for 60 months on Pathfinder.
Right now at 5 a.m., limiting birthright citizenship. Today, the Supreme Court will consider President Trump's interpretation of the 14th Amendment.
We'll explain how the justice's decision could reshape America's legal system.
And these gentle giants at the center of a bitter legal battle. The hearing today that could mean the 2 remaining Asian elephants at the LA Zoo won't have to pack their trunks.
And later, the ex-girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs returns to the stand. Why she says she felt the need to come forward in his sex trafficking case.
Today in LA at 5 starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, May 15th, as we take this live look outside at the beautiful moon. This was a flower moon. Well, I think it still might be the flower moon, but Belinda was telling us earlier that it's starting to fade, which it's kind of hard to believe because it still looks so big and bright and bold and spectacular. So we've really been enjoying this for the last few days and especially this morning. I want to thank you for joining us and good morning to you. I'm Adrian Arambulo.
And I'm Lynette Romero. Happy Thursday to you. We're going to get right over to Belinda Leon to talk about our weather.
Hi. Yeah, we had the peak illumination on Monday.
Got it.
Yes, but it still looks really nice. We have these clear skies out there for the most part. Let me show you what's happening in the big weather setup. Really no rain around us. We have high pressure that is starting to take control of our forecast. It happened yesterday. We had the sunshine. We're going to do it again today. In fact, today might be a little warmer away from the coast where we're going to have numbers in the mid to upper 70s, low 80s. But the other thing I'm tracking is some scattered cloud cover. So this morning as the sun comes up, as we get closer to 6 a.m., we're going to have a mix of sun and clouds as we get our day started. So bring the sunglasses with you. The temperatures right now require a sweater, a jacket. It feels so nice. Temperatures are currently in the 50s, very similar to where we were yesterday over in Big Bear. 30 degrees. Now the view over the downtown area as the sun is coming up is going to be a bright one. The UV index today is going to be high, so slather on that sunscreen. And here is a look at your temperatures: 60s, 70s, 80s. No watches, no warnings, but that is going to change as we head into the weekend. I'm tracking. I'll give you the details ahead. Right now, let's check on the drive. Welcome back, Robin.
Thank you so much. Great to be back with you all. We're checking in on the traffic. It's starting to fill in. A new trouble spot heading through Lancaster. It is the northbound side of the 14 at Avenue I. Just got word of a crash, a spin out. A driver hit the sand barrel. So waiting for more details, but watch out for that activity. On the southbound side, we're starting to see a little bit of commute traffic filling in, rolling out of Acton towards Santa Clarita. That is completely normal. No problems along that stretch, but the drive time is going up. We're at 40 minutes right now. Palmdale off to the Newhall Pass. South 5, 31 minutes. Santa Clarita to East LA, looking good, moving well on the 405. No complaints, at least not yet. We'll check more coming up in a bit. Adrian, Lynette, back to you.
All right, thank you, Robin. 5:02 right now. Happening today, the battle over the 2 elephants at the LA Zoo goes to court.
So there's a debate over where they should live for the rest of their lives. NBC4's Annette Arriola is at the LA Zoo with a look at the star power behind the effort and that to get them to a sanctuary.
That's right, Lynette. Adrian, good morning. Hello, everybody. Cher also chiming in, expressing her concerns over this potential move for the pair of pachyderms. Now, an LA resident filed this lawsuit, and basically they are seeking a temporary restraining order for Billy and Tina, the 2 Asian elephants here at the LA Zoo who are scheduled to be transported to Tulsa. The announcement was made last month, and it sparked plenty of pushback, fueling a lot of protest with animal rights activists arguing that the 2 elephants need to go to an elephant sanctuary instead of another zoo. Now, the lawsuit is asking a judge to stop the transfer of Billy and Tina, alleging that they will suffer an inhumane environment. Now, Cher wrote to the court advocating for the elephants to be moved to a sanctuary, saying in part, quote, Billy and Tina have served their time in confinement. They deserve the chance to live out their lives in peace and dignity. Now, the LA Zoo says that this transfer would really allow Billy and Tina to have more space in their surroundings and to incorporate themselves into a larger herd. Again, the court hearing today scheduled at 8:30 in downtown LA. That is the very latest. Reporting live this morning outside the LA Zoo, I'm Annette Arriola for Today in LA.
All right, Annette, thank you. 5:03 right now. The Metro station in North Hollywood is now back open after an electrical fire late last night. Now, we know the train is underground, but you can see the big response from the fire department. A lot of firefighters there. The station was evacuated while firefighters put out the fire. That took less than 10 minutes.
Happening right now, President Trump is on his way to the United Arab Emirates. He will land there soon. It's his last stop on this visit to the Middle East. Before leaving Qatar, he visited the largest U.S. military base in the region. And here's what he said to the U.S. troops there that got a big reaction.
My 2026 budget includes across the board. Maybe you don't want it. Look, for the good of the country, you don't have to take it. Pay raises for each and every one of you, substantial pay raises.
The president has announced several major deals during this trip, including the sale of up to 200 Boeing jets to Qatar Airways. President Trump is also trying to get Qatar's help to get Iran to give up its nuclear program. He also said an agreement with Iran could happen soon.
In what could be a blockbuster case today, the Supreme Court will hear arguments about President Trump's plan to end birthright citizenship. It is only the fourth time since 1971 that the court has held oral arguments on an emergency request. Now, the justices are not ruling on the constitutionality of birthright citizenship or the reinterpretation of the 14th Amendment, but rather they'll focus on whether lower court judges have the power to block presidential policies. 3 federal judges in 3 different cases have already done so. The Trump administration calls it a direct attack on the president. If the Supreme Court agrees, the White House may be able to implement the policy in part, even as litigation continues and more lawsuits are filed.
Hi, everyone. 5:05. The sun will be coming up at the end of the hour. It might look a little something like this. We have some scattered clouds out there, but not a widespread marine layer. And we're headed for a sunny day. One more before those changes take place. By tomorrow, we'll start to see those clouds increase and the weather is going to cool down as we head into the weekend. So we're going to go back to the sweaters. Now, there will be a chance for some drizzle and even some gusty winds across SoCal this weekend. And then next week, we're going to take another ride on the weather roller coaster. Things are going to heat up again, and it's going to feel like summer. So in the next 7 days, we're going to experience every kind of season here in Southern California. It's going to be warmer in the deserts today. Temperatures will be in the 80s, and there aren't any watches or warnings in effect, but the winds will become breezy through the afternoon. Speeds up to about 20 miles per hour. And the mountains, temperatures are going to be in the 60s. Look at the Inland Empire. Yesterday was really nice. Today, could see some 80s, a little bit warmer. We do have some clouds out there, but that's going to clear to sunshine. I'll take you to Orange County, where the numbers near the coast are going to be in the 60s. Inland temperatures, maybe a degree or 2 warmer. We'll have low 70s, skies gradually clearing. Same goes for Ventura County, where 60s is what you're going to feel at the coast. 70s in the interior valleys. The San Fernando Valley, upper 70s, could hit 80 in Santa Clarita. And here's your day in LA. Let's make it a great one. Let's soak up the sunshine because clouds are taking over in the coming days and the numbers are coming down. I've got a look at all the changes just ahead in your 7-day. Right now, here's Robin with traffic.
Good morning. Traffic is still a bit slow for the northbound drive on the 5 coming out of Downey, heading towards Santa Fe Springs. I talked about this earlier, overnight road work right around Slauson on the northbound side. It should be wrapping up. 5 a.m. was the estimated time of clearing. It's 5:07, and I see some slow traffic back from the 605 split. So it's either still there or maybe they're picking up the cones right now. But if that's part of your drive, leave early because it's still slow. It's not awful. We're only at 20 minutes to make it from Downey to East LA. That's still considered a pretty decent drive time. East LA to West LA wide open if you're using the 10 to 60. A smooth transition here heading west from Diamond Bar to East LA. We love to see that. And rolling through Lancaster, I got an update about the crash here, North 14. They're now saying it's closer to 20th Street, blocking the right lane. So please be on the lookout for that. Going south, Palmdale, Lancaster, looking good, leaving Acton a little bit slow. That's completely normal. Some traffic starting to fill in there. You're also looking good coming out of the Inland Empire, 210 West, West 10 Colton to Pomona, the 60 Riverside to Diamond Bar, doing just fine. It's good news. Adrian, back to you.
All right, thank you, Robin. 5:08 right now. Still ahead, your ticket to summer, the concert deal that you will not want to miss.
And emotional abuse may be worse than you realize. We'll explain why. Plus, what to do if you're a victim.
And trial testimony. Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend returned to the stand in his sex trafficking trial. What she said about the attack at a hotel in L.A. right after this break.
This morning on Today in L.A.
Made in Los Angeles. Made possible by this proud immigrant family.
The importance of clothes like this, the impact of tariffs, and the significance of this owner's Taiwanese American heritage. This morning at 6.
We could tell you what it's capable of. Or you could find out for yourself. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
You can find their faces everywhere, connecting us across generations, cultures, and continents, in our favorite imagery and places, even on our own faces. They're always adored and sometimes imitated, but nothing's more exciting than meeting them for real. The pandas are back at the San Diego Zoo. See them again, or for the first time, so we can all see them for generations to come.
I'm standing in a dream home that anyone can win, and it's being raffled off to benefit Special Olympics Southern California. This Mediterranean-style home features 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, media space, and a music room. This place is designed with fun in mind. Outside relaxation awaits, and the pool invites you to enjoy the California sun. Get your tickets now for the Dream Big raffle by calling 800-816-6108.
There's a reason Kyle Busch hates school zones. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm.
Hey, Dad, maybe Mom can do carpool next time.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
We could tell you what it's capable of. Or you could find out for yourself. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
They came from every corner of SoCal, united for one purpose.
We're ready to destigmatize mental illness.
Together, we walked with NAMI to support mental health awareness. If you or someone you know needs support, reach out now, because mental health matters to all of us.
5:11 right now, and Cassie Ventura returns to the stand today in the sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs. Yesterday, she described in great detail, vivid detail, about being physically assaulted by her ex. Now, there was also testimony about the videos that he allegedly made of sexual encounters with escorts, those so-called freak-off sessions. Lawyers for Combs have called him a, quote, complicated man. They acknowledge that he's been violent, but they say all sexual acts were consensual and that he did not engage in sex trafficking.
Now, this trial is putting domestic abuse in the spotlight, but abuse is not always physical, and it's not always verbal. So during this Mental Health Awareness Month, we wanted to take a closer look at emotional abuse, which can also be extremely damaging. First, what exactly is it? Well, experts say it is a form of psychological abuse. It's a non-physical way to hurt, frighten, or isolate someone. And it can happen in any relationship, not just romantic ones. Experts say emotional abuse can sometimes be difficult to recognize on the surface, but it can look like withholding affection, the silent treatment, constant criticism, manipulation, intimidation. And you've probably heard of this term, gaslighting. Well, that's when someone else makes you question your sanity, your memory, or your perception of reality. So what should you do if you're experiencing emotional abuse? Psychologists say the first thing is to know that you do not deserve that treatment. They recommend establishing healthy boundaries with the instigator, consulting with doctors and therapists, creating self-care routines, And if possible, and sometimes it's not always possible, do what you can to distance yourself from your abuser, or if possible, leave them altogether.
All right, just about 5:13 right now. Ford is recalling more than 273,000 SUVs because of an issue with leaking brake lines. Now, some of the vehicles impacted by the recall are the 2022 to 2024 Ford Expeditions and the Lincoln Navigators from the same model years. The company says the leaking brake lines mean that it could take drivers longer to stop, which could cause crashes. Ford says the issue is caused when the vehicle's front brake lines come into contact with the engine air cleaner outlet pipe. So far, the company has not received any reports of accidents or injuries.
All right, if you're looking to catch a live show this summer without breaking the bank, Live Nation has a deal for you. It's called Ticket to Summer. Fans can get $30 tickets to select concerts nationwide, from hardcore rock to family-friendly performances like Kids Bop. There will be something for everyone. Tickets go on sale next Wednesday. That is the 21st.
I need to check to see. I want to go to 2 concerts this summer. George Strait is going to be at SoFi with Chris Stapleton, and then Oasis at the Rose Bowl.
Ooh.
So I wonder if I'm going to guess that maybe these don't fall under the select concert.
But you never know.
Yeah, but you got to check.
Got to
right?
give it, and maybe there's something else there.
Yeah.
You just never know until you look.
Yeah. Hey, Shakira's coming.
Oh, yeah?
Shakira.
When is she going to be here?
I think in June.
You going?
Oh, that would be fun.
I want to. Yes.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. Well, if you have your tickets to go to the Dodgers game tonight, here is the forecast for you as they take on the A's. First pitch is going to be at 7:10. Temperatures will be in the mid-60s, and then we'll have the sun go down, and by the end of the game, we'll be under clear skies with temperatures around 60 degrees. So go Dodgers. It should be a nice evening for some baseball, and you know what? A great day. So here we are looking at the forecast hour by hour in the Inland Empire, a spot that's going to be a little warmer this afternoon. You're going to have 50s until about 8 a.m. So if you're leaving the house after that time, I don't think you need the sweater, because already by 11, we're going to be in the 70s, at noon 74. And here we go, taking you through the afternoon forecast. The temperatures are expected to reach the 80s, raise 4 days, 70s continue in the forecast until the sun goes down at 8 p.m., 68 degrees. Here's a look at the numbers for everyone. We're at or slightly above normal for this time of year. It's pretty much where we should be. This is the spring that we signed up for in Southern California. We'll have some 60s at the coast. We'll have low to mid 70s for Long Beach into Los Angeles. Look at Orange County. You'll have 74 today in Anaheim. The Valleys, the Inland Empire, mid to upper 70s, some 80s, 60s and 70s over in Ventura County. A warm day in the deserts in the 80s, and the winds will be a little breezy through the afternoon. Speeds up to about 20 miles per hour. And over in Big Bear, 61 degrees. Now, buckle up, amigos. We're going to take a ride on the weather roller coaster. The weather is going to cool down starting tomorrow, and even more changes as we head into the weekend. So for Los Angeles, we're going from 73 today to 71 tomorrow with more cloud cover. And then by Saturday, we're looking at cozy weather with a possibility for some drizzle and temperatures dropping into the mid 60s. So this high pressure that's in control right now, causing a little bit of a ridge, that is going to be replaced by a system that's going to drop in from the Gulf of Alaska. So that's going to have some very cold air and instability up to our north. We're going to be on the southern fringe of this system, so the impacts for us are not going to be as extreme. We will have some light rain, some areas of drizzle, but nothing that would cause any flooding, thankfully. It'll be welcome moisture, anything we get. And if you do have outdoor plans, especially on Saturday, you need to bring a jacket and just keep an eye to the sky. For next week, that system starts to move away, and then, hold on, here comes the heat. So 7-day forecast shows all those changes panning out. Tomorrow, clouds pick up, temperatures come down a little bit. Saturday is going to be our coolest day. I wouldn't cancel any plans. Just keep an eye on the forecast. The roads may be a little slick because of that drizzle. On Sunday, the clouds start to break apart. We're back to the sunshine next week, and look at that warm up. By the middle of next week, we're going to be in the 80s for the basin in Orange County. The Valleys, the Inland Empire, upper 70s, some 80s. Tomorrow, a tad cooler. And then Saturday, we're in the 60s, cloudy skies, back to the 70s on Sunday with that sunshine returning. And then next week, we're going to wish for some clouds with temperatures warming into the 80s at the start of the week, close to 90s by the middle of the week. In the deserts, no watches, no warnings. That could change as we head into the weekend. As the system gets a little closer to us, the winds are going to pick up. That could impact your travel plans as you head into the weekend if you're heading through the deserts. And finally, in the mountains, weather turns breezy tomorrow. And there you see it's going to be cooler on Saturday with a chance for some drizzle. That's your forecast, everyone. everyone. Let's send it on over to Robin.
Hi, good morning. Let's do a little traffic forecast because we have a game tonight. The Dodgers are home. They take on the A's. First pitch 7:10. What does that mean for you? Busy traffic, right? If you are attending the game, you know what to do. Leave early. If you're not attending the game, this means you have a lot of extra traffic in this area, not only on surface streets, but surrounding freeways. And this is during your evening commute. So some folks are heading home. Some folks are heading to the game. We're giving you a heads up that you'll feel the pressure on the 5, the 10, the 101, and the 110. And it's also Shohei Ohtani 50-50 bobblehead night. And fans line up early, like real early, to get those bobbleheads because they're so popular. The 91 looks good right now. The drive from Winter Park to the 110, 16 minutes. So that's great. No problems for the 105. That's a major artery over to LAX. If you use it, it is wide open. Great news if you're catching a flight, if you're picking someone up. The 405 looks good too in the northbound direction. So it's under 30 minutes for the drive out of Los Alamitos to the 10. The drive out of Long Beach, fantastic. 18 minutes. No problems leaving Rossmore on the 605. And the 5 north, you'll see pockets of slow traffic approaching Slauson. I've been telling you about the road construction, which should have wrapped up by 5, but it's a little sluggish. 19 minutes to make it over to East LA. Adrian, back to you.
Right. Thank you, Robin. 5:19 right now. A cue up pomp and circumstance. USC's commencement is tonight. What to know about the ceremony, even if you're not crossing the stage. That's ahead at 5.
And a rideshare rollout, but this is more like taking the bus. We'll explain next on Today in LA.
This is summer with Nissan. It's a great time to buy at the Nissan Summer Sales Event, featuring the Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier, free from new tariffs. Get the #1 shopping experience according to J.D. Power. Hurry to a Nissan dealer today.
Now get up to $4,500 total savings on Frontier, or get 0% APR for 60 months on Pathfinder.
All that for only $5? Hey everyone, it's snack time!
Get into it. Hack your snack for just $5.
Thanks for sharing. Who's next?
I stay awake at night worrying that my security service isn't cutting it.
I couldn't help overhearing your security insecurity. Bailarm is your all-in-one security partner. Rest easy knowing everything is secure.
Kick off summer with huge Memorial Day savings going on now at Jerome's.
For a limited time only, score up to 70% off on outdoor furniture closeouts, just in time to transform your backyard into the ultimate summer escape. Lounge, dine, and entertain in style with outdoor pieces starting at just $5.99.
Or start soaking up the sun today and furnish your entire outdoor space with up to 60 months no interest financing or get a state sales tax discount. Jerome's.
Matters. Make sure to call Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Every month, my firm and I help hundreds of people get the medical treatment they need and the financial compensation they deserve, all without paying a dime out of pocket. Recently, 5 out of the top 50 settlements came from Sweet James. Call the firm awarded Best Attorneys in America. Call Sweet James.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. We buy houses as is. It can be move-in ready or a complete fixer. MyHomeSold.com makes selling your house easier than ever. When you sell to MyHomeSold.com, you'll save money with no commissions, no fees, no banks, no repairs. Just go to MyHomeSold.com for free, no obligation, as-is cash offer. Sell your house the easy way at MyHomeSold.com.
A blind spot that's never out of sight. How it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for only $259 a month, or get 3.99% APR for 72 months. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
It's 522. Uber has a new feature for commuters. It's called Route Share, and it's similar to public transportation. The service travels along a set route, arriving every 20 minutes or so, including up to 2 other passengers, and costs Up to 50% less than an Uber X ride. The route share service does require customers to walk a few minutes to a predetermined pickup spot and then again to their final destination. The option will be available during weekday commuting hours from 6 to 10 a.m. and from 4 to 8 p.m. For now, it's launching in select cities: New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Philadelphia, Dallas, Boston, Baltimore, but not here in LA yet.
Well, what's old is new again for Warner Brothers. The company is renaming its streaming service again. So first it was HBO, then it was HBO Max, and then for the last 2 years it was just Max. Well, now it's going back to HBO Max. Warner Brothers says the new service will be more selective with a focus on programming like recent box office movies, docuseries, and Max and local originals. You can also expect the app to look a little different when the rebrand, again, the rebrand goes into effect this summer.
Makes perfect sense. Changes are coming to the menu at In-N-Out ahead of the new rules about food additives. The move comes after the FDA announced plans to phase out synthetic food dyes by the end of 2026. So In-N-Out confirmed that it's removing the artificial food coloring from, right there, the strawberry shakes and pink lemonade. It's also changing to a ketchup made with real sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I can't wait to see if it looks different, if it tastes different.
If it tastes different, right?
All right, 5:24 right now. Are you taking care of your kids and your parents at the same time? You might be part of what's called the sandwich generation.
Ahead of 5:30, an expert joins us live to explain why it takes such a toll on caregivers and what to do if you're struggling.
And balancing the budget, how Governor Newsom plans to address a state shortfall of $12 billion and what's contributing to this deficit.
And we are celebrating 70 years here at Disneyland. Take a look at the classic castle. A big celebration is underway. Coming up, we're going to introduce you to a very special friend. We already tried the food, and there are a lot of new attractions to look forward to as well. All of that coming up.
Traffic is brought to you locally by Jacoby & Myers Injury Lawyers, because you deserve justice.
Car accident? At Jacoby & Myers, when we get justice for you, it can make a big difference in your life. Here's what that means. Insurance offer, $35,000. The Jacoby & Myers result, $500,000. Insurance offer, $0. Our result, $2 million. Insurance offer, $100,000. Our result, $4.65 million. That's the difference experience makes.
Jacoby & Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
Got eyelid itching, crusties, and swelling that won't go away? It could be
Demodex blepharitis, and we're Demodex mites. We're very common and super irritating to your eyelids, but we love making ourselves comfortable here. Oh yeah, steam time!
If Demodex mites are partying it up on your eyelids, it's time to eliminate the root of the problem with Xdemvy. With 1 drop in each eye twice a day, you can kill the mites in just 6 weeks. Xdemvy is the first and only FDA-approved treatment that kills the mites that cause Demodex blepharitis, a common eyelid disease. Avoid touching the tip of the bottle to your eye or other surfaces to minimize contamination. Wait 15 minutes before inserting contact lenses. In clinical trials, the most common side effects were stinging and burning in 1 out of 10 patients.
Party's over, folks.
It's not you, it's Demodex mites. Talk to your eye doctor today.
People are here at the Irvine Auto Center looking for great Memorial Day savings. And people love it here.
My search is over.
And you can save on the top import, domestic, luxury, and exotic brands all in one place. So grab a bite to eat at one of the many food trucks and a great Memorial Day deal. The IAC is the place to be. We'll see you here.
Turn your search into drive, where the 5 meets the 405 at Lake Forest Drive.
An accused rapist, murderer, and child pornographer. All illegal aliens caught because of President Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. And if you're here illegally, you will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. But if you register using our CBP Home app and you leave now, you could come back. Under President Trump, America will be protected.
The Los Angeles wildfires are finally out. Over an estimated $250 billion destroyed. We are Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. If you have lost loved ones, your home, business, or property because of the Los Angeles wildfires, call us now or visit CaliWildfireLawsuit.com.
Right now at 5:30, immigration crackdown. FBI agents ordered to shift away from counterterrorism and intelligence operations and focus on enforcement.
The impact that this move could have on Southern California communities, plus reaction from immigration advocates.
And caps off to you. Tens of thousands of USC students will be crossing that stage today. The lineup of commencement ceremonies, there are dozens. We can't wait to tell you all about it. That's ahead in a live report.
And later, a magical milestone. How Disneyland is celebrating its 70th anniversary. We'll take you live to the park.
Today in LA at 5 starts now.
Good morning to you. The sun is coming up. It is Thursday, May 15th. This is a live look outside over the San Gabriel Valley. It is really pretty. What are you guys looking at?
It kind of, for me, it looks a little blurry, and I'm not sure if that's me or my eyes, or if it's kind of a little cloudy out there, or hazy.
Yeah,
Well, that's the expert coming out, right?
That's right. We're so glad you're here. I'm Lynette Romero.
And I'm Adrian Arambulo, and to the expert, Belen DeLeon. So is it my eyes, or is it a little bit hazy or cloudy out there?
It is. And you can see the clouds right behind us as well. So yesterday we had bright sunny skies even at the coast, but we're starting to see a few changes. So let's go into that. Hi, everyone. You can see these clouds right now over San Pedro as well. So near the coast, we do have some areas of patchy fog, some low clouds, but gradually we're all going to get to the sunshine, and it's going to be a beautiful one. The numbers this morning are in the 50s, so bring a sweater when you leave the house. Thankfully, there aren't any watches or warnings. The weather should not get in your way, but bring the sunglasses because those of you traveling towards the east could get that sun glare. By the afternoon, rays 4 days, temperatures in the upper 60s at the coast, 70s inland, a little warmer for the valleys, the Inland Empire, 80s this time around in the deserts, where it's going to be a tad breezy, winds up to about 20 miles per hour. Then after today, we've got some changes. Check this out. We got 79 in the Inland Empire, but things are cooling down again as we head into the weekend. By Saturday, we're looking at temperatures around 69 degrees, a 10-degree difference from today, with a chance for some drizzle. I'll be back to time out all those changes right now. Let's check on the drive. Good morning, Robin.
Hey, good morning. Changes on the road. We have a new problem to talk about. Let's head over to the 101 as you're coming away from Sherman Oaks heading toward Encino, right around Havenhurst Avenue. Just got word of an accident here involving a couple of vehicles, injuries reported, and your right lane is blocked. So it is creating a little bit of a backup there approaching the scene. I'll keep my eyes on it. So far, the drive time for both directions, east and west, is under 15 minutes between Studio City and Whitland Hills, so that's good. 405 wide open, 25 minutes for the connection between Sylmar and Inglewood. I just got word of some delays on Metrolink for the San Bernardino line. We'll talk about that coming up in a little bit. Lynette, back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you. ICE agents arrested close to 240 undocumented immigrants in L.A. last week. Now, this is video given to NBC by ICE. The agency says the people who were arrested are criminals with convictions ranging from manslaughter to theft and rape. ICE says several other law enforcement agencies helped with the operations, including the DEA and the U.S. Marshals. Immigration enforcement is becoming a new priority for the FBI. Now, that's according to multiple current and former officials who spoke to NBC News. Now, 2 FBI officials tell NBC there will be 9 squads that could be created at the LA field office. Their purpose will be to help immigration enforcement go after people who overstay their visas, even those with no criminal history.
Instead of going after the real terrorists, we're going to be going after people that are cleaning our yards, taking care of our kids, who are processing food, who are harvesting, vegetables and so on. That's a very, very serious concern.
The FBI and Justice Department did not immediately respond to our request for comment.
Governor Newsom has announced a $12 billion deficit in the state's revised budget proposal. The state facing the budget shortfall in part, he says, from President Trump's tariffs and a lack of international tourism. Newsom plans to refocus investments in housing, education, and infrastructure. The governor also plans to fast-track a water infrastructure project, reduce prescription drug costs, and protect reproductive health. Well, today is a big day for the Trojan family because it is graduation day at USC.
Thousands of students will receive their hard-earned diploma at tonight's main commencement ceremony. NBC4's Brittany Hope knows exactly what it feels like. You're a proud USC alum. You sent me some pictures, and I'm going to show them. We're going to show them at 6. I can't wait to show them because you're adorable, first of all. But you know what these kids are going through, right?
Yes, I know. It's like I feel so old today. I'm like, how was that 7 years ago? It was the best day ever, though. It's so amazing, right? Like, I mean, you know, your daughter's in college, and when you get to that day, it's a whole family effort, and it's all of your loved ones, and it's a whole village to get you to this point. So I'm all in my feels. I got my red on because it's going to be such a good day. But yes, okay, 3 tips from me as a graduate. First, get here early. Second, find parking, carpool if you can, because it honestly becomes a mess out here. And third, you want to wear really comfy shoes because you and your loved ones will be walking back and forth across campus, especially if you're going all the way to the Coliseum tonight. All right, here's some fun facts about graduation. So first, this is the university's 142nd commencement. 18,000 students will be wearing their caps and tassels. 28 graduations for the different schools are happening over the next few days, plus 5 PhD ceremonies. And again, tonight's main ceremony is happening at the Coliseum at 7 o'clock. And guess who will be speaking to the nearly 50,000 people in attendance? This is so cool. John M. Chu, the director of the hit movie Wicked with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. This has been his year, right? Hey, fun fact, his career started here at USC. He graduated from the School of Cinematic Arts in 2003. USC's President Carol Folt will also be on the microphone, plus the student commencement speaker will speak. Now, that is a really big change from last year when USC canceled its student commencement speaker. Asna Tabassum was the valedictorian and spoke out about her pro-Palestinian views. USC stopped her from doing a commencement address, citing safety precautions and sparking major protests on campus. All right, some reminders if you are going to the big ceremony tonight. First, you want to download your ticket. And second, doors open at 5 o'clock. The ceremony is until 7, but that's so everyone can kind of file in because they're expecting 50,000 people. And the third thing is you want to have a clear bag so that you can get inside. If you come with like a big purse or a backpack, they won't let you in. Before we go, I have to give another shout out before we see you again at 6. Our photographer, Jeff Sharping, is also a USC alum. He, like John Chu, went to the USC Cinematic School. So there's a lot of good USC vibes out here this morning, you guys. But a huge shout out to Jeff. He's able to get me on TV because of what he learned here.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Look at you two, the dynamic duo. We love it.
Fellow Trojans, fight on, Jeff, and fight on, Brittany. We'll talk with you at 6 o'clock. Can't wait to see your graduation photos. All right, 5:35 right now. Well, airport and hotel workers could get a significant pay raise, eventually reaching $30 an hour. Yesterday, the LA City Council approved a preliminary increase, and under the new motion, hotel and airport employees would get $22.50 starting in July. So that would increase by $250 every year for the next 3 years. A second vote on this proposal is set for next week.
And now to this morning's Bright Spot, a big birthday surprise for a 90-year-old man in Fullerton. Now, he did not want a big party, but his family knew exactly what to do to make his birthday really special. So they arranged for Duncan Johnson to ride a lawnmower. That's right. It's something apparently he's always wanted to do since he was just a little boy. Mr. Johnson might look familiar to many people in Fullerton because he was the superintendent for Fullerton Unified for 15 years until he retired 30 years ago. And they helped make this birthday wish happen. Here's what he told me about it.
It was a complete surprise. I thought, uh-oh, I finally get to do a riding mower.
The Fullerton Unified School District put this great surprise together for your birthday. They obviously have so much love for you. That must mean so much.
It really does. I think that our meaning in our life comes from the connections that we have. And I am so blessed to have those connections with so many people.
Such great advice, such a great outlook on life. That connection includes his family, his wife, daughter, son-in-law, granddaughter. They all got to be there for this really special day. And look at him go. He just loved it.
Attitude, right? And, you know, he wasn't shy about it. He gets in there. Do you see those turns he's making right now?
Oh, yeah.
He's not taking it easy.
Oh,
being
yeah.
delicate about it. He's like, I'm taking this thing out. I'm going pedal to the metal. and I'm making the hard turns there. So
And then he did it again.
Yeah.
And again, he just did not want to get out of that. What I love about this is it's such a simple thing and brought such great joy. That's really what the Bright Spot's about. It doesn't have to be something monumental, like just riding on a lawnmower because you never got a chance to do it.
It's the little things that fill your spirit and make you happy. I love it. Yeah.
Have you guys ever done a riding lawnmower?
No,
I
do it.
Oh my God,
do it.
I did. So that's how I feel like I learned to drive a car, because we had kind of a big backyard. So my dad got a riding lawnmower. So I was probably like 10 years old, maybe even younger, and I used to ride around in the yard. And when I would get to the clothesline, I would pretend like it was a stoplight, and I would stop. And I'd wait, and then I'd go.
I say I'm a little jealous because like we had a mower and it wasn't even like gas or electric. It was literally like the old school
Did you
push
have to
mower.
crank it?
Yeah.
No, it had no crank.
just
It
have
was
to-
just like
Oh,
totally
you just had to push it.
Right. And I was like, we'd have other mowers like in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
and like you would hear them like, and you're just like, oh, okay.
So jealous. No motor needed.
No. There's those people in the neighborhood, right, that you do hear them on their mowers, but now you know why. It's like a toy. You get to drive around
for
in it.
sure.
It seems fun.
I loved it. It was one of my best memories. Hey, we love a little sunshine in the morning. We know you do too. Please keep sharing your bright spots with us. You can reach out to Meg directly on social media. Use that hashtag Today in LA Bright Spot. Or email me. If you don't do social media, that's okay. My email is lynette.romero@nbcuni.com.
All right, 5:38 right now. Still ahead. Disneyland turns 70. How the mouse is celebrating and the magical events planned for the guests.
And caught in the middle, we are live with the mental health toll on the so-called sandwich generation, people taking care of their kids and their parents.
Are your allergies acting up? Well, today the pollen count is going to be moderate. The allergens, oak, mulberry grasses, and that pollen count is going to stay steady as we head into the weekend. Now, the weather's not going to stay steady after today. I'm going to talk about some changes just ahead in your 7-day forecast. It's 5:39. Here's Robin.
Oh, my allergies are always acting up. I'm under attack. Like every morning I wake up sneezing. We're checking in on Metrolink coming up after the break. Delays because of some police activity on the San Bernardino line. We'll take a closer look coming up. Stay with us.
And as we head to the break, we want to invite you to join our NBC4 and Telemundo 52 teams for the Long Beach Pride Parade. It is this Sunday at 10 a.m. You'll see Annabelle Sedano and Enrique Chiabra there, along with Michelle Baez and Makala Medina. Come out and say hi. Today in LA will be right back.
What you need to know.
First, we're going to look ahead to the busy summer travel season.
What you want to learn this morning. From navigating airport anxiety to the best travel strategy, Delta's CEO is here to help you ahead of your next trip. Only on Today.
Drive more at Simpson Chevrolet.
The Chevy Memorial Day event is on. Now get 0% APR for 48 months or 0.9% APR for 60 months on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 plus $2,250 total trade allowance.
At family-owned Simpson Chevrolet, we're big enough to deal, small enough to care.
If you've been hurt in an accident and you need results, call Sweet James. Here are just some of the recent wins for our injured clients. Call the firm that wins big. Call Sweet James.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari
To hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever.
whoa, we can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screaming around can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Hurry in and shop Mathis Home today during the Monumental Savings Event for deals in every department. Get huge discounts on hundreds of sofas in all the latest styles. Come see the latest looks in bedrooms, like this rustic panel bed by Ashley. It's a great value at just $497. Just one of over 100 bedrooms you can enjoy in your home. You can get it all, even an incredible selection of patio and outdoor furniture. For the best service, selection, and value, don't miss out on the Monumental Savings Event at your furniture superstore, Mathis Home.
Introducing El Big Boxes from Del Taco. Choose from the $5 Classico, the $7 Mex Faves, and $9 Amerimex box. More food, more flavor, more value. Only at Del Taco.
If it's actions that speak louder than words, we'll let the versatile
adventure-ready BMW X3 show you what we mean. The BMW X3, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry into the BMW Memorial Day sales event and lease a BMW X3 for $659 per month.
So it's your first time sharing this?
Yeah. At Kelly Clarkson.
There's a dance you're going to teach us.
Learn something new.
That's a good one. Write that down.
You're welcome. Weekdays.
Watch and learn at the Kelly Clarkson Show.
Weekdays at 2.
Let me look at the stringer video really fast. It's called Awareness Month. And this morning we are focusing on the sandwich generation. It mostly refers to people in their 40s and 50s who are simultaneously caring for their own kids and their aging parents. And joining us live to explain is Dr. Ashley Zucker. She is a psychiatrist with Kaiser Permanente in San Bernardino County. Thank you so much for waking up early with us. We really appreciate your expertise.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So let's talk about people who might not be familiar with this term. What exactly does it mean, and why do you think it's such a growing phenomenon?
Sure. Well, you already explained it great. It's for folks who are taking care of both their aging parents, sometimes even grandparents, and also their young kids at the same time, usually under the age of 18, though they may have some adult kids as well. And really just that challenge of trying to balance the caregiving needs of both kids, parents, and potentially, other obligations like work or career, other things like that.
So I actually took care of my mom for 10 years. She came to live with us from Colorado. So I have a picture of my daughter about the age that she came to live with us. And I think it might be on the iPad. Do you guys see it there? Yeah, there it is. So this is Olivia and my daughter, Viola. And this is about the age she came to live with us. And so these are young pictures of us, just kind of starting out, realizing what it is that we were going to have to do. And it became kind of a family. It's a village, right? It takes all of us, but it changes the dynamic of the family. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely adds another layer of things that, everyone is responsible for. And so it can be quite stressful on everyone in the family. Sometimes for little kids, they can feel like maybe they're being forgotten because the attention is now going towards their grandparent. And, people can become resentful of how time and stress really impacts everyone in the family.
Talk about the most common mental health challenges that you see among sandwich caregivers.
So probably the most common thing is what we would call caregiver burnout. And that's really where that stress, that managing all of those responsibilities really comes to play. And people may notice that it really does start to impact their mental health in various ways.
One of the things I felt is I felt like I wasn't giving enough to my daughter, and then yet I might not be giving enough to my mom. You feel really caught in between as a caregiver. Can you talk about just not feeling like you're doing enough?
Absolutely. One of the most common things we see is just the guilt that it's associated with that. So people feel like they're just not doing a good job at any of the things that they're responsible for. And that can certainly be very, very challenging for folks.
For those of us who might not be in that situation, talk about how we can support people. I have so many of my friends who are now just starting this journey, and sometimes you just need somebody to talk to, but how can we support?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know all too well what they need. So I always think of not just offering help, but offering specific help. So things like, can I bring you dinner on Thursday, as opposed to just asking what I can do for help. But sometimes the most important thing you can do is just to lend an ear.
That is so true. Sometimes you just need to go for a walk with them. Let me take you for a walk. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ashley Zucker with Kaiser Permanente, San Bernardino County. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing this insight.
Thank you so much.
All right, 5:46 right now. The happiest place on earth is inviting you to come celebrate a milestone with them. I think they're actually going to try to up the happiness level, if that's possible, right?
How can you do that? The happiest place on earth just got happier. Disneyland kicks off their 70th anniversary celebration tomorrow, but we are giving you a sneak peek today. NBC4's Lauren Coronado was live in Anaheim in front of a very iconic place, Lauren, and I love your ears. Show us these ears. That's so cute. Are those, wait, is that pan dulce?
Oh, yes, it is.
These are our concha ears, courtesy of Stephanie Miranda, our executive producer, who scoped them out because I had been looking for them for a long time now. And she sent me a picture. She said she got them. So thank you, Steph. We appreciate it. And speaking of ears, I want to show you the ears that they have for the 70th. Look at this. You got the whole family here. I'm getting a kick out of these, so I'm going to have to swap them out in just a little bit. But there is already so much excitement here at the happiest place on earth. And I want to bring in Rachel, the Disneyland expert, to break down everything we can expect. We already tried some really delicious food. I understand there are going to be new attractions. Tell us what we need to know to join in on the fun, which really begins tomorrow.
Yes, you're right. So tomorrow, May 16th, we kick off 7 decades of bringing happiness to our guests with our 70th anniversary. Happiness is surrounding us, right? We have all the gorgeous decor like at our Sleeping Beauty Castle. It's really just filling the essence of the space with joy and just bringing it to life, because that's what the celebration's all about, right? So many decades of life and memory spent here. We have entertainment, food and beverage, some new details with attractions, you're right, even some gorgeous new merchandise. There's so much to experience. You have to come see for yourself. This summer is when I recommend, and that way you can utilize our offer going on. Visit www.com or .disneyland.com/offers to learn more. And I have a special surprise for you. Do you want to see a special friend that I brought over?
Yes, I understand a celebrity guest, and not many people get this celebrity guest because I've tried. I've been here before. Okay. I've covered stories like this before, and we always ask for her, but she's not always available. But today she is for the 70th.
Yes, come on over. Minnie Mouse, wow, you look spectacular.
Good morning, Minnie. Talk with us about your ensemble here.
Minnie Mouse is wearing this gorgeous 70th anniversary attire, rocking all of the colors, pink, purple, blue, and yellow. And I must say, Minnie, you look absolutely dazzling. Are you excited for all the festivities going on? Yeah, you'll have to see.
And you know what I want to say? I think Minnie and I are matching just a little bit with the ears with our bows, right? Just a little bit. Rachel's like, kind of.
I see it. The colors for sure.
And Minnie and Rachel, what will be your guys' favorite thing? What do you think is going to be the highlight of the 70th anniversary?
I think the music. We are really infusing music all over the place. The Celebrate Happy theme song, the dancing, right? We're going to get down. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Minnie, thank you for making a very special appearance. We know that's rare. Thank you, Rachel, for being with us. Still a lot more to look forward to, and we will catch up with you guys in the next hour. Reporting live from the castle, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
Laura, we know that Disney likes to change the food around for these types of celebrations. You showed us some of that at 4 a.m. We know that you tried, it was like a mocha pastry thing.
Attempted to show you.
Have you been able to pick out a favorite or something that you really want to try?
Oh my gosh, I mean the churros, they were calling my name. Here I am talking about churros with my concha ears on. I mean, I think there's a pattern here. But I really wanted to try those. They were like purple, there was glitter on there, so I'm gonna have to go back there. I mean, we have all day here at the happiest place on earth, and it's also always so special to be here too, because no one else is here, just the media, so we get a sneak peek at all of the excitement. And then of course, folks will come down and join in on all the fun tomorrow when this celebration really kicks off.
Thank you so much, Lauren. We're going to show some great pictures.
Give our best to Minnie.
Yeah. So cute. So we've been getting some pictures from our producers and writers. This picture is from Berlin with the family. How cute is this?
You know what? Taking the kids to Disney as little ones was fun, but taking them as teenagers, that's where it's at. They go to the restroom on their own. You don't have to change diapers. They can wait in line, and you can go on all the thrill rides,
oh my
like
gosh,
the Incredicoaster.
I love this.
Look at that.
He's having a blast.
Staying calm, not screaming.
I love it. Yeah, I think you and Ivan have more fun, right?
Yes.
You guys love it.
Yes, it's a fun time. And this is one of the times that we went on our own just as a couple. Like that's fun as well. You don't have to bring the kids. Don't feel guilty, parents.
Different memories and different experiences with different people,
yeah.
right? At different times of your life.
And this is Naomi and her sister, one of our producers, Naomi Bigger.
Oh, so cute.
And David Bigger's wife as well. So let me just show you.
Of course, in front of the Star Wars, the huge Star Wars.
Of course.
Right?
So much fun. Keep these pictures coming, and we'll show some more at 6 o'clock because there's a lot of really great memories that people have, family memories that go on and on.
Yes.
A beautiful day if you're going today to any theme park, right?
Anything. Get outdoors. We will have rays 4 days, so make sure you put on the sunscreen. And here are the weather headlines. Today, sunny, seasonal, highs, feeling like spring. Tomorrow, a few changes, clouds increase, and then we get to the weekend where you're going to need the sweaters. The temperatures will be much cooler, and we'll have a chance for drizzle as well as gusty winds. Now next week, if you're a fan of the warmer weather, it's going to heat up. It's going to feel more like summer again with temperatures rising to above normal. Right now, we are in the 50s, a few spots in the 40s. I'm looking at Victorville and over in Big Bear. It's colder than yesterday. You've got 28 degrees. So we're starting off with a layer, but you're not going to need it long. We have that sunshine in full force, and it's going to warm us up quickly. Numbers today are going to be mostly in the 70s. We'll have a few 80-degree readings in the valleys, the Inland Empire. It's the kind of day that if you don't park in the shade, you get back in your car, it's going to feel toasty. So do that as well in the deserts. 80s expected there, and over in Big Bear, temperatures are around 61. Now I want to give you a snapshot of the air quality. We're going to be fantastic near the coast. That's where it's going to be in the green. But inland, the valleys, the Inland Empire, moderate air quality. That's still acceptable for most of us. But if you have respiratory issues, that could cause some mild effects for you if you are outside too long, and unhealthy for sensitive groups in the San Bernardino Mountains and out towards Yucaipa. So if you do have issues, respiratory issues, you want to avoid being out there for too long. It's not safe. Now let's talk about the changes on the way in Riverside. You got 79 today, tomorrow 78, partly cloudy, and then on Saturday temperatures come down to 70 degrees with a chance for some drizzle. That's about 10 degrees below average for this time of year. So the system is going to be dropping in from the Gulf of Alaska. Right now it's already causing some impacts to the Pacific Northwest. For us, we're going to hang on to the sunshine, but as that system becomes closer to us tomorrow, it's going to help lower our numbers, bring back some cloud cover. Saturday is the day to watch, where our skies are going to be gloomy and we'll have the chance for some drizzle Saturday evening into Sunday. And as we get into Sunday, our skies start to clear, and then we'll see some sunnier skies as we head into next week. So any kind of rain that we're going to see this weekend is going to be on the light side, less than 1/10 of an inch. I wouldn't cancel any plans, but bring the jacket and possibly the umbrella. Now there is your 7-day forecast where you see the numbers coming down, and then next week we go back up. A heads up, if your AC is not working, you need to get it working for next week because the numbers are going to get hot again. The valleys, the Inland Empire, upper 70s, temperatures a little cooler tomorrow, and then we're in the 60s on Saturday. That's going to be the coolest, gloomiest day in our forecast. 70s return Sunday. Next week we're in the 80s, possibly 90s by the middle of the week. In the deserts, winds are calm today. They kick up tomorrow. They become gusty Saturday and Sunday. We may see some travel advisories issued if you are traveling through the deserts over the weekend. Same goes for the mountains. The weather today, nice and sunny, 61. More clouds tomorrow, cooler on Saturday, 57. That's your forecast, everyone. Now a check of the drive. What's happening, Robin?
Good morning. There's a lot going on, but we'll start off with Metrolink, Belen. It's recovering from some earlier police activity. The San Bernardino line leave early for line 301. It's a little bit behind schedule, about 15 minutes or so heading to LA because of some earlier police action. They were dealing with an unruly passenger, so that's why the schedule is a bit off. So make sure you plan ahead if that's your line. We should have all lanes open now after an injury accident west 101 at Havenhurst Avenue. That was blocking the right lane. Traffic looks good going west. Going east, we're starting to see a bit of slow traffic from the 101 merging onto southbound 405 and South 405. Pockets of slow traffic as expected from Mission Hills toward Van Nuys and Sherman Oaks. So yes, that commute traffic is filling in and quickly. We're just under 40 minutes to make it from Sylmar down to Inglewood, but that's still considered normal. The 42 minutes and growing. Palmdale off to the Newhall Pass, and South 5 looks great. Still wide open from Santa Clarita down to East LA. Today in LA returns after the break. Stay with us.
Weather is brought to you locally by 3-Day Blinds. You'll love the treatment.
Home, where routine meets remarkable. With unexpected moments of inspiration around every corner and through every window. Quiet mornings in the sun, with portals to new worlds, and fine dining with a view. Your window treatments should be as inspiring as your home and the remarkable routine of your daily life. 3-Day Blinds.
Ford assembles the most vehicles in the country.
Another fun fact, everyone pays what we pay.
So, you get employee pricing. You get employee pricing. You get employee pricing.
Stem.
Yeah?
Everyone gets employee pricing.
You get employee pricing.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My husband John and I started this firm over 35 years ago. We started Morgan & Morgan to help families in need. And as the firm aged, so did our family. All 3 of our boys are now attorneys at the firm, helping the injured of this country by giving them back their dignity. That's our family legacy. If you are injured, call us. We aren't just America's largest injury firm, we're your family's firm. ForThePeople.com.
Need to buy a car soon? Want to save money? Then check out the Cerritos Auto Square, America's largest auto mall. We have 24 dealerships in all the top brands in one easy location, right here in SoCal. And here's the secret. These dealers sell more cars than anyone because they have low prices. And they can actually afford low prices because they sell so many cars. 1 million car buyers chose us. They started at CerritosAutosquare.com.
Cerritos Auto Square. Your Today in LA team is here. We're celebrating the community today because Altadena, Pasadena has been through an awful lot.
Channel 4 gives that to us. They always get involved in the community and it helps.
And I think this is great that you do this and bringing the communities together like what you're doing today, especially in Altadena where they've gone through so much.
You're always there and you're always smiling and cheery.
It feels like they really care about the community. You go out there and it really helps.
Right now at 6 a.m., they smashed their way inside. New video, Justin, of a break-in at a bakery in East LA.
So this surveillance video is capturing the 2 men rummaging through the business, just walking all through there. How this may be connected to another crime in the neighborhood.
And also, this morning, the battle over Billy and Tina. It's a tug of war over 2 towering favorites at the LA Zoo. We're live with the legal action happening today that could block their big move to Tulsa.
This is Today in LA at 6.
Good morning to you. It is Thursday, May 15th. This is a live look over the San Gabriel Valley. It is a little bit.
I feel like it's gotten blurrier.
It's blurry.
Blurrier a word? More blurry? Yeah, it's still beautiful colors, like the kind of a sky of pastel colors there. But
yeah, but there's definitely a haze in the air. We are so glad you're here for Today in LA. No haze here. We're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Clear-minded.
I'm Lynette Romero.
I'm Adrian Arambula. Let's check in with Lynn's got much more on our forecast.
Speak for yourself. No, we have a really clear idea of what's happening in the forecast today. It's going to be beautiful. So yesterday was nice and spring-like. The temperatures were really good. We're going to do that again. So here's the weather setup, amigos. Currently, there's a little ridge developing across California. So that's the reason why our weather's staying dry and also why the temperatures are feeling so nice and seasonal. So this little ridge is going to bring us some slightly warmer temperatures, especially inland with some sunny skies. Now, you're going to notice that we do have a few more clouds out there this morning, but gradually it clears, and then we're going to see rays for days. Numbers right now are in the 50s, 40s over in Victorville, Big Bear colder 28. And here's the view of the sun coming up from San Pedro, our USS Iowa camera. Today, it's going to feel like spring, so we'll start off with a layer, but you can have the shorts ready for this afternoon. We're looking at 70s, 80s in the deserts. No watches, no warnings. Now, after today, things are going to change. I'll show you how and why just ahead in your 7-day forecast. 6 o'clock on the dot. Here's Robin with traffic.
Yes, and the traffic is picking up. The drive times are going up. We're starting off with the drive from Pomona to East LA. It's about 33 minutes right now for that westbound trip, which is still considered good. The 60, just under 30 minutes for the drive. Very quiet from Diamond Bar to the 10 and the 5, feeling more pressure. We started off with road construction in the 4 o'clock hour. That picked up, and then the commute traffic started filling in. So we're at 32 minutes for your northbound drive on the 5 coming from Downey, heading up to the 134 and connecting into Glendale. Still not bad. 605 wide open out of Rossmore, 710, 21 minutes. That's a decent connection between Long Beach and Alhambra. And we already checked the 5. No crashes, no stalls, just the typical crowd rolling north. We have a Dodgers game tonight. We do have a Metrolink delay, so another check of traffic coming up in a little bit. Adrian, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Robin. 6:01 right now. New video this morning of a break-in at a bakery in East LA. Surveillance video showing two men inside El Gallo Bakery on East Cesar Chavez Avenue. Deputies say the call came in around 2 o'clock this morning. We're still working to find out if anything was taken, but the men did shatter the front glass door to get inside. And by the time that deputies arrived, they were gone. There was another burglary at a Wingstop just about 2 miles away about an hour later. So at this point, there's no word if these crimes are connected.
Happening today, the debate over two elephants at the LA Zoo will go to court.
Now, this is part of an effort to stop them from being moved to a zoo in Oklahoma. NBC4's Annette Arriola live at the LA Zoo, where the future of these beloved elephants has become the heated debate. Annette, good morning.
It certainly is. Good morning to you, Adrian, Lynette. Hello, everybody. And still up in the air. Now, this lawsuit was filed by a local LA resident seeking a restraining order for both Billy and Tina, the two Asian elephants here at the LA Zoo, who are scheduled to be transported to Tulsa. Now, the announcement was made last month, and it certainly has sparked a lot of pushback, fueling plenty of protests, with animal rights activists arguing that the two elephants need to go to an elephant sanctuary instead of another zoo. This lawsuit is asking a judge to stop the transfer of Billy and Tina, alleging that they will be suffering an inhumane environment. In an inhumane environment, Melissa Lerner represents that LA resident, John Kelly, who filed the suit. Take a listen.
The residents of Los Angeles have a lot of pride and concern for their well-being. I think that this is really not a zoo against zoo comparison. This is about the well-settled science that no zoo, however large the enclosure is, can really offer a humane environment for elephants to live in.
Now, the LA Zoo has said that they scheduled this transfer in order to give both elephants that opportunity to live in a much larger space and among a bigger herd. Again, that court hearing scheduled to begin at 8:30 this morning in downtown LA. That is the very latest reporting live outside the LA Zoo. I'm Annette Arriola for Today in LA.
Annette, thank you for that. Well, the Metro station in North Hollywood is back open now after an electrical fire late last night. The train is underground, but you can see the big response. A lot of firefighters were there. The station was evacuated while firefighters put out the flames. Now, that took less than 10 minutes.
6:04 right now. A heartbreaking situation inside this homeless encampment in the Westlake neighborhood of LA. A woman found her mother and a man dead in a tent. The family has set up an online fundraiser for a funeral for Lucrecia Barajas. She was a mother of 6 and a veteran who served in the U.S. Army.
I definitely feel for the daughter because I saw her very emotional throughout the whole ordeal.
Now, people who live nearby say they feel horrible for the family, and they also say they have repeatedly called on the city to do something about this encampment, where they say they've seen a lot of drug activity. The tents are across the street from an apartment complex, near a school. This week, Governor Newsom called on cities and counties to ban homeless encampments.
The sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs is about to get underway in New York City. Ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura returns to the stand. Yesterday, she described in vivid detail about being physically assaulted by her former boyfriend. There was also testimony about videos that he allegedly made of sexual encounters with escorts, so-called freak-off sessions. Lawyers for Combs have called him a complicated man. They acknowledge that he has been violent, but they say all of the sexual acts were consensual and that he did not engage in sex trafficking.
Happening now, President Trump is on his way to the United Arab Emirates, his last stop in his visit to the Middle East. Now, before leaving Qatar, he visited the largest U.S. military base in the region. The president has announced several major deals this week, including the sale of up to 200 Boeing jets to Qatar Airways. There's also been controversy over President Trump's plan to accept a gifted luxury jet to be used as Air Force One. Democrats and some Republicans have pushed back on that plan.
The Supreme Court is set to hear arguments this morning over President Trump's plan to end birthright citizenship. A decision could give a major boost to the Trump administration's use of executive powers. Justices are not actually deciding on whether his executive order to ban birthright citizenship is constitutional. They will only focus on whether lower court judges have the authority to block the policy. 3 federal judges have issued nationwide injunctions against Trump's order. For more context, we wanted to take a closer look at this legal challenge. President Trump is contesting the long-standing interpretation of the 14th Amendment's Citizenship Clause, which grants U.S. citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Now, that clause was affirmed in 1898, that Supreme Court decision involving a man born in the U.S. to Chinese parents. The court ruled that the amendment includes children born on U.S. soil, regardless of their parents' nationality. However, President Trump contends that the amendment was never meant to apply to children of non-citizens. Now, he argues that parents who owe allegiance to another country, even if they must follow U.S. laws here, should disqualify their children from automatic citizenship.
We have breaking news right now in Pomona. That is where crews are battling a big fire at a former adult education school. So let's get up to Julia Deng, live in News Chopper 4. Julia.
Good morning, Adrian. This is finally under control after burning for about an hour and a half. This was called out just before 4:30 this morning, and I want to get right to video from earlier when this was fully engulfed. Right now, from overhead in News Chopper 4, we can see they have this pretty much under control. Just some small flames burning, but you definitely want to avoid Mission Boulevard if you're headed in this direction. You can go north of here and take Holt Avenue instead. This is going to be just east of the 71 and south of the 10 freeway. So far, no worded any injuries associated with this fire. We're live in News Chopper 4. Back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Julia. Well, she was live streaming for her fans when the unthinkable happened. Coming up, the chilling and tragic final moments for a popular beauty influencer.
And you may remember him as the man behind the wheel in a series of Southern California road rage attacks. Now he is the one who got hit. Find out what happened to the notorious Tesla driver while behind bars for a new attack.
Do you have any lunch meetings or gatherings to get to around noon? Well, here's the forecast. It's going to be nice around lunchtime at the coast, 67. The Basin Orange County around 70. The valleys and the IE, 73. Now the 70s are going to leave our forecast. It's going to get colder as we head into the weekend. I'll be back to track those changes for you. 6:09, here's Robin with traffic.
Hi, good morning. It's not so bad out there, at least not yet. We're checking a drive on the 5, 17 minutes from Sun Valley to East LA. The 110, little pockets of crowding, 14 minutes to make it to the 105. We'll check more coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Planet Oats, so creamy and not watery like.
Exactly, and unsweetened, has 0 grams of sugar.
And don't forget, it's an excellent source of calcium. Wow, Planet Oat really has it all.
You guys are so right.
No, you are.
No, you are.
No, you are.
Yeah, you are.
An accused rapist, murderer, and child pornographer. All illegal aliens caught because of President Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. And if you're here illegally, you will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. But if you register using our CBP Home app and you leave now, you could come back. Under President Trump, America will be protected.
We are Sellers Advantage.
And we want to buy your house.
We have revolutionized the home selling process, offering solutions for every situation.
No hassles, no fees or commissions, and no repairs. Leave what you want, and we take care of the rest.
Call now or visit sellersadvantage.com.
I'm ready.
Welcome to Virtual Academy. Education anywhere, anytime.
I'm ready anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere, anytime. I'm ready anywhere, anytime. Anywhere, anytime. Anytime.
Are you serious?
This message is consultant approved.
When the park decided it was time to improve, I said, great. Make it twisty-turnier, right? Yes! When I see their smiles, I'm overjoyed. This is my resting joy face.
We're serious about fun.
6:11 right now, a shocking and tragic story out of Mexico this morning. A popular TikTok beauty influencer was shot and killed while live streaming from a salon. The deadly shooting happened in Zapopan, Mexico. 23-year-old Valeria Marquez was recording live when she suddenly grabbed her stomach and collapsed. Police say someone walked into the salon and shot her. She died at that scene. Investigators now searching for the attacker. Marquez had built a following of more than 100,000 fans on TikTok.
New details about this man who was released from jail early after a series of road rage attacks in LA back in 2023. We have learned that he was assaulted by prison inmates after he was arrested in Hawaii. Nathaniel Radamak appeared in court on Monday on a separate traffic case. Police in Honolulu say he attacked an 18-year-old driver and her mother during another road rage incident. The Department of Corrections says the 38-year-old was taken to the hospital for treatment. He is set to appear in court later today on new felony charges.
All right, 6:12 right now. Coming up, worth the wait. Why Dodger fans will likely be lined up for hours before the first pitch tonight.
Plus, if you're heading to the game, Robin Winston is here with your travel forecast.
Of course, this means busy traffic all around Dodger Stadium, surface streets, the freeways that take you in that direction. First pitch is 7:10 as they take on the A's, so be prepared for lots of extra traffic on the 5, the 10, the 101, and the 110. We'll talk more Dodgers coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Traffic is brought to you by Yamava Resort and Casino, SoCal's #1 casino resort.
It's in our very nature to seek the excitement of the unexpected, an endless yearning to experience what lies beyond the everyday.
It pays to play on Fridays in April and May at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Over $2 million, over 1,000 winners. Join Club Serrano today and be part of Fry Pays at Yamava Resort and Casino. Voted #1 casino outside of Las Vegas. Details at yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
Third row that feels like first class. How it should be. The Hyundai Palisade.
Lease a Hyundai Palisade for only $389 a month or get 3.99% APR for 60 months. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
All right, the Dodgers take on the A's tonight at Dodger Stadium, but the real action might well start before the first pitch, right? Get ready for some long lines outside the stadium.
Just like the ones we just saw a moment ago, it is for Shohei Ohtani's second bobblehead night of the season. The one back in April had fans lining up as early as noon, hours before first pitch. Although it was initially reserved for the first 40,000 fans to get one of the Shohei bobbleheads, all fans in attendance ended up getting one. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully that'll happen again, because that's obviously the Shohei bobblehead is so popular.
And that's the fair thing to do, right? It's like if you're having kids, what you do for one, you kind of have to do for the other, right?
But you always feel like you might be that one person where you get there and then go, oh, sorry, we're all out.
Oh, no, I'm standing here until you get me one of those bobbleheads, right? Well, thankfully, the weather for everyone, if they are getting in line, is going to be nice. I would put on the sunscreen, bring the ball cap, stay hydrated. First pitch is going to be happening at 7:10. At that point, temperatures will be in the mid-60s, and you'll need a sweater, a jacket for the end of the game at that point. We'll have clear skies. Temperatures will be around 60, so go Dodgers. All right, amigos, here's what I'm tracking in terms of your forecast. We do have a few more clouds out there, but gradually we're going to get to these bright, sunny skies, and today is going to be the last spring-like day before we start to see some changes, so enjoy the nice conditions. Now, for tomorrow, we'll have some clouds increase, and as we head into the weekend, the temperatures are going to drop, and we're even going to have a chance for some drizzle and some gusty winds this weekend. If you do have any travel plans, that could get in your way. Then next week, if you're a fan of the hotter weather, the numbers are going to be on the rise. But here's what I've got for you today. It is going to be slightly warmer. You're going to feel it in the deserts. Temperatures in the 80s, bright sunny conditions. Thankfully, the winds are going to be calmer during the afternoon. 60s in the mountains. In the Inland Empire, upper 70s, low 80s. Some clouds right now, but we'll get to some sunshine. The air quality will be moderate. Over in Orange County, great air quality. We'll have 60s at the coast, temperatures in the low to mid 70s inland, and gradually we'll be clearing. Same goes for Ventura County, where your highs today are going to be a mix of 60s at the coast to 70s for the interior valleys. And look at the San Fernando Valley, upper 70s, a warm day in Santa Clarita, 80. And here's your day in LA, seeing a whole bunch of 70s. This is exactly what we signed up for when we moved here to SoCal, 60s at the coast. Now the weather's going to change on us starting tomorrow. Look at the conditions. Today we're going from 73 in Los Angeles to more clouds tomorrow, slightly cooler 71. And by Saturday, we're back to sweater weather with a chance for some drizzle. So although we do have a little ridge over the west coast right now, that's going to be replaced by a system that's going to drop out of the Gulf of Alaska. So the bigger impacts will be felt up to our north, but we're going to be on the southern fringe of the system. That means clouds will increase. We'll have some gusty winds, and there's the potential for some drizzle, especially on Saturday. The weather starts to clear up Sunday into Monday, and then after that, the heat is on. Here's your 7-day forecast. You see the clouds moving in as we head into the weekend after today, and then gets colder on Saturday. From Sunday through next week, skies clear, and then the middle of next week, we're going to be seeing temperatures in the 80s possibly for the Basin and Orange County. The valleys, the Inland Empire, upper 70s tomorrow, a tad cooler. Saturday is going to be our coolest day. It's going to be gloomy. We'll have that chance for drizzle. Sunshine and 70s return on Sunday, and then next week, temperatures in the 80s, possibly 90s by the middle of the week. The deserts, the winds are going to activate starting tomorrow, and they're going to become gusty over the weekend. We may have some advisories issued for those of you that are traveling. And in the mountains, 61 today, breezy tomorrow, colder on Saturday with a chance for some drizzle. So stay tuned for updates. Now let's talk about traffic. What's happening out there?
Oh, it looks like the traffic is slowing down a bit here on the 10 or heading toward the 10. Let's check in with Julia Dang in News Chopper 4. Good morning. What's your location again?
Good morning, Robin. We are still over Pomona. We're looking at, yes, the 10 to 57 and the 71. This slowing is going to be on the northbound side of this 71. And fortunately, as I zoom out here, you can see it's just around the interchange, starts around Campus Drive, and then it lightens up as soon as you get past this, and it looks green on the 10 and the 57, but that's just for now. Back to you, Robin.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for that. Let's take a peek at the drive time for the 10 from Colton to Pomona. Right now, it's clocking in at 34 minutes. The drive for the 60 continues to pick up as expected. No major issues. 38 minutes Riverside to Diamond Bar. And we're tracking a drive on the 91 pretty quiet this morning out of Riverside and Corona and Anaheim. 57 minutes to make it from the 215 split over to the 5 split in Buena Park. Pretty good for a Thursday. Lynette, Adrian, back to you.
Robin, thank you. Coming up, a shakeup at In-N-Out. What's disappearing from the menu?
Plus, magic is in the air. NBC4's Lauren Coronado live at Disneyland for a big celebration.
And this is a live look right now at Long Beach. It's really cloudy out there. We'll be right back.
Got a little break there, right?
NBC4 First Alert Weather.
Certified most accurate in SoCal 9 years straight. Why?
It's simple. Precision. Rain, wind, heat waves. Every change tracked in real time. Every microclimate nailed.
And when things turn wild, we go where others can't. Storm Ranger 4 goes to where the storm starts, preparing you, protecting you.
From Belen at 6 a.m.
and Melissa at 6 p.m. Trust the most accurate team.
However you watch. NBC for you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is always just around the corner waiting for your call. We come when it's convenient for you, not when it's convenient for us. When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point. We make space for possibilities.
Space, the new frontier. For one of my billboards, wherever there is or will be people, there's sure to be accidents, and insurance companies willing to go to great lengths to deny claims. Well, too bad, because I go to greater lengths, and I win big. So wherever you are, or will be, Sweet James will be there to go to the moon and back for you. If you get injured in an accident, wherever that may be, call Sweet James.
You always get more at Simpson.
Expect more, drive more at Simpson Chevrolet.
The Chevy Memorial Day event is on. Now get 0% APR for 48 months or 0.9% APR for 60 months on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 plus $2,250 total trade allowance.
At family-owned Simpson Chevrolet, we're big enough to deal, small enough to care.
Introducing El Big Boxes from Del Taco. Choose from the $5 Clásico,
the $7 Mex Faves, and $9 Amerimex box. More food, more flavor, more value. Only at Del Taco.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
At Soboba Casino Resort this May, crack open the fun with Mariachi Party. Win your share of $420,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday. Then hit it big on Saturday, May 31st, and you'll drive home a brand new Range Rover Velar. Earn entries every day with your Soboba Rewards card. And feel the fiesta all month long with Mariachi Party, Soboba Casino Resort.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is always just around the corner waiting for your call. We come when it's convenient for you, not when it's convenient for us. When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point. We make space for possibilities.
6:22 right now. Changes are coming to the menu at In-N-Out ahead of the new rules about food additives. The move comes after the FDA announced plans to phase out synthetic food dyes by the end of 2026. So In-N-Out confirmed that it's removing the artificial food coloring from strawberry shakes and their pink lemonade. It also is changing to a ketchup that's made with real sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup.
Well, if that morning coffee that you're drinking right now is costing you a little bit more, you are not imagining it. Extreme weather in South America and recent tariffs are fueling a big jump in coffee prices. A drought last year hit Brazil, the world's largest coffee producer. That caused prices to soar to a 50-year high. Many companies say they have tried getting creative to cut costs, like selling it in bulk at a discount. But then they were faced with President Trump's tariffs. Small businesses say they're bearing the brunt of the double impact.
It's harder to compete with larger roasters that can buy more and get better discounts on volume.
While relief could be on the way for coffee lovers, the first reports from Brazil's coffee harvest are due in July. If the outlook is strong, it could mean lower prices in the year ahead.
I had a feeling that was going to happen. 2 months ago, I went to the grocery store and I bought like 5 jars of coffee and Coffee Mate. I knew that was going to happen, so I'm glad I stocked up. All right, time now for Hollywood Buzz. Fans have been begging for new music from Rihanna for a while, and now she's finally releasing her first new song in more than 3 years. Oh, I loved the Smurfs when I was a kid. This song, Friend of Mine, is part of the upcoming Smurfs movie. Rihanna stars as the voice of Smurfette. Very cool. The song drops tomorrow, while Smurfs hits theaters July 18th. Okay, so like it might not be a full album that fans have been wanting, but hey, I'm sure they'll settle for new music in any form.
Oh, baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle?
You can meet Maren Morris right in the middle of WeHo Park. Morris will headline West Hollywood's Pride Weekend on May 30th. The singer was announced as the headliner for the Friday Night Out Loud Music Festival. If you want to go, don't forget to register. Registration opens tomorrow at 10 a.m. Well, you know, I didn't write it.
Do you have a favorite
Whoever
Smurf?
wrote that.
You said you love the Smurfs. Do you have a favorite?
I just remember watching the show as a kid and just always feeling so happy and just loving the Smurfs.
I think that opening theme song drove all of our parents and grandparents nuts. So. Thank you, Robin.
Sure.
All right, 6:25 right now. Ahead at 6:30, it's commencement day at USC, and NBC4's Brittany Hope is live in Exposition Park with the change from last year's graduation. Brittany.
Hey, yes, good morning, everyone. An exciting morning at USC. Of course, I have my red on. We're going to be talking about everything you need to know if you're going to the big commencement ceremony tonight. Also, we have a live interview with a really special student. I promise you will not want to miss this.
All right, great air quality today. If you're at the coast, get outdoors. Inland, it is going to look a little hazy. We're going to have moderate air quality and unhealthy force-sensitive groups in the San Bernardino Valley and out towards Yucaipa. The temperatures are going to be beautiful today, but we are looking at some changes as we head into the weekend. Find out when we could get some drizzle and some colder conditions just ahead. And my first alert forecast as we check in with this Mount Wilson camera. The sun is coming up. It's going to be a great day. 6:25. We'll be right back.
33 MPG, dare to go the distance.
Risk it, anyone?
The Kia Carnival Turbo Hybrid. Lease a new 2025 Carnival Hybrid LXS for $479 a month.
Hurry in and shop Mathis Home today during the Monumental Savings Event for deals in every department. Get huge discounts on hundreds of sofas in all the latest styles. Come and see the latest looks in bedrooms and dining rooms at the lowest prices ever. You can get it all in stock with fast and free delivery. Even an incredible selection of patio and outdoor furniture so you can enjoy every part of your home. For the best service, selection, and value, don't miss out on the Monumental Savings Event at your furniture superstore, Mathis Home.
I see it. Hey, I like it. Hey, I want it. Yes, I do. Said I need it.
With Chase, you can get a debit card for your kids' independence. And parental notifications, so you can keep an eye on how they're using it.
Still on budget.
Control for parents, freedom for kids. That's family banking from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
More. It's something people with COPD want. Dupixent makes more possible. It helps adults breathe easier, starting in as little as 2 weeks. That could mean more places visited, more dogs walked, more gardens tended, more to look forward to. It's amazing what can happen when you can do more. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for COPD that is not well controlled and with a specific marker of inflammation. It's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation, and it's proven to help reduce flare-ups, so you can do more with less COPD. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection or asthma. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. What will you do with your more? Ask a pulmonologist if Dupixent and COPD is right for you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari
To hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever.
whoa, we can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals.
But that screen around can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Touches of black. They stand for elegance, refinement. They make you see everything in a new light. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of select new 2025 Sportage and 2025 Sorrento models.
Now at 6:30, tens of thousands of USC students are set to make a big walk today.
They are marking the end of an era and the start of something really new and special. We are allowed to talk about the big change at this year's commencement celebrations compared to last year.
And from immigrant roots to LA-made threads, a family business is stitching the American dream one shirt at a time. We'll show you what's the fabric of their future and their success.
Today in LA at 6:30 starts now.
Good morning to you. It is Thursday, May 15th. This is a live look at a cloudy San Pedro. This is our camera atop the battleship USS Iowa.
And we got to enjoy it while we can, because we got to kind of going on a roller coaster ride in the next few days. Balloon's going to have more on that in just a second. First of all, we want to say good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Adrian Arambulo.
And I'm Lynette Romero. And there's Belen.
Hi. Happy Friday Eve. We're almost there. But you know what? Let's enjoy today because we've got that sunshine. I know we got some clouds at the coast, but inland, this is what it looks like for the San Fernando Valley. Now, the air quality is going down. It's still going to be acceptable, moderate air quality. But when you look off towards the mountains, you see how it's not as pristine or crystal clear. Yeah, so that could affect your respiratory issues if you are sensitive to changes in the air quality. So don't spend too much time outside. Other than that, put on the sunscreen, bring a sweater. The numbers right now are in the 50s, but it's not going to stay cool for long because it's going to be a bright day and the temperatures will warm up quickly. Nothing too crazy. It's it's going to feel like spring. 60s, 70s, close to 80 in the IE. The desert's 82. Now, after today, things are going to change, amigos. We're going from 79 today to the Inland Empire to 69 on Saturday, a difference of 10 degrees with a chance for some drizzle. So I walk you through the changes ahead in my first alert forecast. Here's Robin with traffic.
And traffic is not so bad on a Thursday morning. Let's check in with our friend Julia Dang in News Chopper 4, checking out the 60 at the 57.
Good morning from Diamond Bar, Robin. It really is not that bad for a Thursday morning. No crashes, no closures here. It is starting to slow down a little bit on the southbound side. This is again where the 57 meets the 60. If you do want to try an alternate, Diamond Bar Boulevard is clear for now. Back to you, Robin.
Thank you for the alternate. For the 60 heading west from Diamond Bar to East LA, it's clocking in at 31 minutes. That's a good drive time. The 210 is recovering from an earlier crash in Azusa. We're at 43 minutes to make it west from Glendora over to that 134 connector. So definitely picking up, but no major problems. I'll give you one more. The 10 heading west, Pomona to East LA, 37 minutes and growing. We'll check more coming up in a bit. Adrienne Lynette, back to you.
Robin, thank you. 6:31 right now. The Trojan family will be celebrating USC's 142nd commencement this week with more than 100 events.
So last year's graduation celebrations looked a little bit different. The traditional ceremony had to be canceled because of security concerns, but not this year. NBC4's Brittany Hope is live at USC with a very special guest. Tell us about that, Brittany.
Good morning, everyone. So we are with Tyler this morning, and first we got to shout out the San Fernando Valley. We found out we were talking. We're both from the Valley. Tyler,
absolutely.
How are you? You're graduating today.
It's so surreal. This time has passed so fast, but I'm so excited. It's a bittersweet moment.
So it's a USC tradition. I'm an alum. You get these sashes, right? And you kind of deck it out.
Absolutely.
With it's kind of your story. So tell us your story through your sash. This is like the busiest one I've ever seen.
No, so I have a lot of USC kind of different parts of my experience here. Don't mistake me for Greek, though. I just studied abroad in Greece.
And he taught a college class in Greece, which he will talk about.
I certainly did. And I have a Dean's Scholarship. I have my love for magic and music on here. Of course, the USC Magic Association. And overall, everything on here is just a part of not only my academic experience, but also my passions.
And Tyler, what's so amazing about you, Tyler is legally blind, and through his life journey, he came to USC, and you founded the USC Magic Association.
That's right, yeah. And it's actually, since I came here right after COVID, it's grown to about 50 members from only being 1 or 2 members. So I'm super grateful to have that opportunity, and the Magic Association is like a family. It's incredible.
We're going to do some magic. And this is amazing, you guys. Tyler.
You have cards. Oh, perfect.
Oh, how'd those get here? We didn't pre-plan that.
So
can you do some tricks for us?
Absolutely. Let's try something.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you mind holding this? I want you to think of any card. Think of any card. Don't say it quite yet. Shuffle through a bunch in your mind. You know, most people say the Queen of Hearts or the Ace of Spades. Go for an uncommon card. And whenever you have one in mind, say it out loud.
Say it out loud?
Go for it.
4 of Hearts.
The 4 of Hearts. What I want you to do in your mind, Brittany, is imagine the 4 of Hearts is turning upside down in the deck. Okay. So there's one card facing the opposite direction.
Okay.
We're going to try and make your imagination turn into a reality. So I have this deck of cards here.
Okay.
Yeah? Here's what's really weird. Hold the box for a second. As I scroll through these cards, I want you to really notice that out of all of them, one is face down, just like in your mind, right? But here's this interesting moment we have. I saw this card before, but you didn't. And normally the tables are turned for me. Do me a favor, take a look. What card is that?
No.
Come on!
Let's see.
Really? You guys, we have been with Tyler. Oh, they have applause playing in our ears. So we've been with Tyler for 30 minutes. I've been holding these. You're amazing. Really quick before we wrap up. You've had an incredible journey. What is next for you? You've done research. You've paved the way for people like you who have this eye condition. I mean, you're changing the world.
I'm trying to. You know, I believe that through the awe and wonder of magic, I can create positive change in the world. So I'm currently working on a book as well as a documentary. And ultimately, my goal is to have a stage show where I'm able to travel the world and perform for large audiences, not only sharing my love of magic, but also my story in overcoming adversity. So that's what's next.
Wow.
Such a pleasure to meet you, Tyler.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, the anchors are like, he's the most amazing.
Oh,
thank you for everything. He is amazing, you guys. An 818 native. Fight on, Tyler.
Fight on.
A round of applause for Tyler. Great job, you guys. Hey, Brittany, before you go, really quick.
Before
Yes.
we go, we have, as promised, we have your graduation photo. I actually have two. I love this one because you look so prim and
pulling up my
proper.
graduation photos.
You look so
Oh my
cute,
God.
Britt. But here's the one I really love. With your mouth
That's
open, you're like, so happy.
I know. I feel like I've looked the same since I was like 5 years old. Like any sort of photo, I like always look the same. That was the best day of my life. Oh, you can see on the broadcast there. Yeah, that was the best day. And I just remember feeling so proud and having my family and my loved ones around me.
Yeah.
You know, it's an accomplishment that you can't do by yourself.
Wow.
And, you know, it's a special day. So I'm emotional for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've made it.
It's
you know?
electric. It's absolutely electric. And I think that this day is such a symbolic moment for all of us as seniors because we're moving on to such bigger things, which is what makes it so bittersweet. I've had an incredible experience here, but USC really has set me up to take on the world with full confidence.
And he's going to be president of the United States, guys.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Future boss.
I don't know about that one.
I think
We'll
so.
see.
Tyler, thank you so much.
Thank you,
man.
Brittany. Of course. Thank you. This is wonderful.
Thank
Fight
you,
on,
Brittany.
everybody.
Thank you, Tyler, and congratulations, Tyler. We are so proud of you. You're such an inspiration. Thanks, guys. We'll talk with you soon.
All right, 6:36 right now. We are hearing from the family of the Menendez brothers after a judge ruled that they will be eligible for parole. Their relatives are now looking ahead to the possibility of their release and a future outside of prison walls.
I envision them having a life of service to all of those that have suffered. They're asking for forgiveness, their admittance of what they've done. We forgive them. We love them. They're our family.
But there are still legal hurdles ahead. Governor Newsom says the brothers' next step before the parole board is not a guarantee of freedom. Even if the parole board makes a recommendation to release them, there's a long period that follows before that decision is final.
Conceivable to the point that on June 13th, there could be a recommendation to me. I'm the ultimate arbiter. We'll have to review the parole board's recommendations and report.
Governor Newsom ordered a comprehensive risk assessment on the brothers earlier this year.
The LA City Council approved an increase in the minimum wage for hotel and airport workers ahead of the LA Olympics. It will ultimately reach $30 an hour by 2028, and it was a 12-3 vote. Council members authorizing updates to LA's living wage and the hotel workers' minimum wage ordinances. With these changes, hotel and airport employees would receive $22.50 an hour starting this July, and then it would increase $2.50 each year over the next 3 years. It is a preliminary move and still needs a final approval. A second vote is scheduled for May 23rd.
Coming up, made in LA and stitched with the American dream. Discover how one local factory is creating more than just clothes. It's building a family's legacy.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God,
A struggle, a stolen gun, and a split-second decision. Dramatic new body cam video shows the chaos that led to a police shooting in Orange County.
And we are celebrating 70 years here at Disneyland. We're talking about new merch, a lot of food, and some new attractions just like this. We're going to break down everything you need to know about the 70th anniversary coming up after the break.
What you need to know.
First, we're going to look ahead to the busy summer travel season.
What you want to learn. This morning, from navigating airport anxiety to the best travel strategy, Delta's CEO is here to help you ahead of your next trip. Only on Today.
Smelly chemicals out of all the water in your home, like the LifeSource water system. Taste and feel clean water for life. LifeSource. Taste and feel the difference.
If it's actions that speak louder than words, we'll let the versatile, adventure-ready BMW X3 show you what we mean. The BMW X3, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry into the BMW Memorial Day sales event and lease a BMW X3 for $659 per month.
As creators, so much of our collaboration is digital, and I need the best internet available.
And so for us, Spectrum has a connection that is reliable, that keeps us connected.
We've got kids in college, kids in high school. The kids are on their phone streaming while gaming. What screen are you paying attention to? We really depend on Spectrum to be seamless. Its sound never lets us down.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum Commitment to keep you connected.
All that for only $5? Hey everyone, it's snack time!
Get into it. Hack your snack for just $5.
No matter how you savor it, go all in on it, or simply just enjoy it. Bring your family center stage all year long with a Knott's Season Pass. Start today with the Boysenberry Festival. It's Knott's or it's not.
It's employee pricing with the Ford crew.
Employee pricing across a full lineup.
Fun fact, Hank, Ford assembles the most vehicles in the country.
Another fun fact, everyone pays what we pay.
So, you get employee pricing. You get employee pricing. You get employee pricing.
Stem.
Yeah?
Everyone gets employee pricing.
You get employee pricing.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Clean water is essential to look and feel your best. And nothing filters harsh, smelly chemicals out of all the water in your home like the LifeSource water system. Taste and feel clean water for life. LifeSource. Taste and feel the difference.
This morning on California Live, it's time to lace up because roller skating is having another moment right now. We'll show you why. Plus, we're exercising our minds in this month's California Fit Club. That's today at 11:30 on California Live.
6:42 right now. Fountain Valley Police have just released this video of a deadly police shooting. Now, what you're looking at right now are the moments right before the gunfire. This happened back in January. Officers say they tried to talk to Ocean McClintock about an attempted carjacking, but they say he ran away. You see that. And then a short time later, the video shows him stealing an officer's gun.
Stayed forever! You're saying you can stay forever! That's my gun! Here's my gun! That's my gun! Stay forever! Please don't shoot me!
Officers say after he grabbed the gun, he opened the door to the police car, and that's when another officer opened fire and killed him. We stopped the video before that happens. This is still under investigation.
6:43 right now. New this morning, fans might have a high-tech way of getting between Olympic venues in 2028. California-based Archer Aviation was just named the official air taxi provider of the LA 28 Games and Team USA. Archer says it hopes spectators will be able to go and take off from a landing hub near a venue like SoFi Stadium or the Coliseum, then hop in one of their air taxis and get to another hub in just 10, 20 minutes. These air taxis can carry 4 people and make less noise and have less emissions than a traditional helicopter.
All right, the happiest place on earth is inviting you to come celebrate a milestone.
So Disneyland is kicking off their 70th anniversary celebration tomorrow, but we're giving you a sneak peek right now. NBC4's Lauren Coronado live in Anaheim at a special place, especially if you love the parades. Lauren, good morning.
Yes, Adrienne, Lynette, good morning. It is a special morning. We've been able to get a look at some of the new merch like this. These are ears, but it's more like 6 ears in one, right? So bang for your buck this time around. And there's also some new attractions, new entertainment too. Just like this here, you're talking about the parade. I have Yonit with us to break down everything we need to know. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure. We're so excited.
And talk with us a little bit about Mac. We have him right behind us, all lit up.
Isn't he the coolest? So Mac is from the Paint the Night Parade. We are so excited that for the 70th celebration, Paint the Night is returning with all of its glory. So this is the Mac truck. He has over 27,000 glowing individual orbs, 24 moving lights. He's just a spectacle that comes down the street.
And do we get to see him every night?
Every night, yep. You get to check out Paint the Night and some of our other nighttime spectaculars as well.
Yeah, earlier around 4 o'clock, we actually were at California Adventure and we got a really cool sneak peek of the World of Color. Can you talk with us about that too?
World of Color is just one of the many attractions. There's also a new a show over at Small World, but we're really excited about Mac. He's just one of our fan favorites, and Paint the Night is just one of my personal favorites as well. So we're just so excited for the 70th celebration overall.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what do you think is going to be the highlight as folks really kick it off tomorrow?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even decide or pick. I feel like there's so many. I will say, I think Tinkerbell coming back as part of Paint the Night. She's just my favorite fairy, and she kicks off the whole show with all this pixie dust. It ends with Mickey Mouse on top of one of our glorious floats. It's just all of your fun characters in one show. I think people are going to get really excited about Paint the Night.
It is really magical. That's so awesome. And then the food, too. We got a little taste of that. That was earlier as well. What are some of your favorite items that folks should really keep their eye out?
Well, I will say, no matter what, you always have to get the popcorn. And I love the new 70th popcorn buckets. They're just so playful. They have the characters on them and everything. It just is part of the entire celebration.
So. Thank you so much for having us. This is so special to get a look at. And of course, we'll have much more at 11 a.m. So stay with us. Reporting live, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
All right. And everybody should stick around because, Lauren, we have some more pictures from Disneyland that we're going to show during our 7 a.m. streaming newscast. And there's a really cute one of you, Lauren. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, 6:46 right now. Well, May is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and we are highlighting inspiring voices across Southern California who are so proud of their heritage and who are breaking barriers. This morning, NBC4's Brittany Hope shows us how a family of Taiwanese immigrants are paving the way for the next generation and how clothes have become a symbol of their American dream.
We are in our factory, the LA Made factory.
A clothing brand 100% made in the USA.
We do everything 10-mile radius.
From sourcing fabrics to dyeing them, printing design, cutting, sewing, finishing. It all happens in downtown Los Angeles. Albert Chang is now running the family business.
My parents are immigrants from Taiwan. They came to the U.S. in the 70s to chase the American dream. I was born in the 80s, and we started this factory in 1988, and we've been making clothes ever since.
What was the number one thing that you have learned watching your immigrant parents create this?
For me, it's really the work that they put in, the hard work ethics.
His father's American dream started with dreams of opportunity for himself and his family, but stitch by stitch, year by year, it evolved.
He kind of had his updated American dream was to help other people.
I can feel your pride when you talk about it.
Everyone here is our family. I tell my team, we spend with each other more than we do as our family. We might as well be families. It runs in the culture. Many of the people that work here have been over 20 plus years, so they saw me as a child when I used to mess up the factory.
Those lessons from childhood have helped him as an adult in this new role at the helm.
There was a lot of ups and downs. You know, we went through COVID, especially, was sort of like a crisis.
Now, LA Made is having to shift again.
When the Trump administration talked about the tariffs, we thought it was a great thing in the beginning. But there are certain fabrics that we have to source, you know, outside of the U.S. You just can't source it here.
So they're pivoting, and with a greater purpose.
I think with the tariffs, it kind of gives us a more fair playing ground.
The factory creates clothes not just for their own brand, but also for others.
We are paying for living wages here. We're keeping things in the local economy, helping people build their families in the U.S., where it's a good cycle, and we want to keep seeing that happening and more people coming back to build their American dream. So yes, there's some disruptions, but long term, if we could successfully bring manufacturing back to the U.S., especially with clothing, we'll have more options to source with fabric. And I think long term, I am optimistic.
Optimism he hopes to pass down to the third generation.
We are building something, we are building opportunities, and this has to keep going on.
In downtown Los Angeles, Brittany Hope, NBC4 News.
Just a wonderful attitude of resilience, right? Acknowledges there are bumps in the road, there are obstacles, but together we get through it and try to make it better for the next generation.
Family legacy, for sure.
And I did want to point out, we are going to be celebrating AANHPI Heritage Month with a free coffee event. Details to come shortly, but yeah, in a couple of weeks it looks
We're going to be in the West Side, just so you know. It's gonna be fun.
In my head, I heard West Side. Me too. I'm like, do I say it? Do I don't say it?
Let's go for it.
All right. Well, I'm going to come over here to the West Side. Take a look at the weather. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday, and thank you for joining us. You know, there's a scale when it comes to the UV index. It's low, moderate, high, and very high. Today's UV index is going to be on the very high scale at a 10. So take precautions today to protect your skin. Don't spend too much time outside, although the temperatures will will be pleasant. If you're out there for a long period of time, you may get a sunburn out in the sunlight for just 15 minutes. You can get a sunburn, so protect your skin today. We are headed for a sunny seasonal day with highs in the 70s, and the weather starts to change a little tomorrow. The temperatures come down a few degrees, the clouds increase, but we're going to have some bigger changes happening over the weekend. It's going to be much cooler, and we're going to have a chance for drizzle and also some gusty winds. And if you're a fan of the warmer weather, we've got that in the forecast for next week, where it's going to heat up and feel more like summer. Right now, we've got numbers in the 50s. Big Bear is coming in right at that freezing mark, so it's nice and fresh for any of the outdoor walks, or maybe you want to jump on the bike, do some cycling. You're going to be A-OK. You're not going to need the sweater, the jacket for long, because with that sunshine, it's going to feel really nice already by the middle of the morning. By noon, we're going to be in the 70s, and this is where we're headed. Your highs for today will be in the low to mid 70s for the basin and over in Orange County. Temperatures in the valleys, the Inland Empire, mid to upper 70s, low 80s, 80s in the deserts. It's going to be a warm day, and Big Bear temperatures at 61. No watches, no warnings, but it will be breezy as we step into the afternoon for the high desert and also the coast. Wind speeds 10 to about 20 miles per hour. Now, after today, our skies become a little cloudy. The temperatures become a little cooler. Look at the weather for Riverside. We're going from 79 to 78 tomorrow with partly cloudy skies, to temperatures on Saturday in the upper 60s, low 70s with a chance for some drizzle. The average high for this time of year is 80 degrees. So things are really going to change on us over the weekend. And it's because of a system that's right now impacting the Pacific Northwest. So that system is coming out of the Gulf of Alaska. The major impacts will be felt to the north. For us, it's Saturday, the day we need to watch, where our skies will be gloomy. We're back to the sweater weather, a chance for some drizzle. Not expecting any major flooding or huge impacts, but there could be some gusty winds in the mountains and deserts that could cause impacts to your travel. By Sunday through early next week, the weather starts to clear up. So here is a look at the next 7 days. Nice today, a little cloudier tomorrow, much cooler on Saturday. On Sunday, we start to break free from the clouds. Next week, it's going to be warmer temperatures by the middle of the week, above normal in the 80s. The valleys, the Inland Empire, upper 70s today, low 70s to mid 70s tomorrow, 60s on Saturday. And the next week, the temperatures will warm into the 80s, eventually into the 90s by the middle of the week. In the deserts, a warm one today. Winds kick up tomorrow. They become stronger Saturday and Sunday. And next week, we're looking at triple digits in the low desert. Finally, in the mountains, watching what's happening this weekend and the changes on the way. So stay tuned for updates from the First Alert Weather Team. Now to the drive. What's happening, Robin?
Oh, the brake lights are filling in, Valin. We're checking out the 210 through Azusa with Julia Dang in News Chopper 4. Julia.
Robin, this is that crash you were tracking earlier. It's going to be just under the Cerritos Avenue overpass on the westbound side of the 210, and you can see traffic is just crawling by. This is backed up all the way back to the 57. Tow truck just pulled up. Looks like it's 2 cars involved. It's a truck and it's a sedan. If you do want to get around this, I'd recommend getting off the 210, heading north, and taking Foothill Boulevard instead, or you can head south and try Gladstone. Back to you, Robin.
All right, thank you for those alternates. We see what it's looking like live. Let's check in on the drive time here for the 210 going west as you leave Glendora heading toward the 134. It's going to be 52 minutes and growing. That's a significant increase compared to the last hour. Another stretch that's really picking up the 10, your westbound drive from East LA to West LA connecting with the 405. We're at 47 minutes. Check out the speeds dipping below 20 miles per hour, so quite crowded there. And your drive on the 105, not so bad. No major issues. 35 minutes for the westbound connection over to LAX. Lynette, back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you. And we invite you to join our team for the Long Beach Pride Parade. It is this Sunday at 10 a.m. You'll see Annabelle Sedano and Enrique Chiabra there, along with Michelle Baez and Makala Medina. We hope to see you there.
Weather is brought to you locally by 3 Day Blinds. You'll love the treatment.
Light. It guides our every waking moment. What we do and how we do it. But the amount of light we need can change in an instant. And when it does, you can control it. 3 Day Blinds. Find the light for your life. Visit 3dayblinds.com to get started.
People are here at the Irvine Auto Center looking for great Memorial Day savings. And people love it here.
My search is over.
And you can save on the top import, domestic, luxury, and exotic brands all in one place. So grab a bite to eat at one of the many food trucks and a great Memorial Day deal. The IAC is the place to be. We'll see you here.
Turn your search into drive, where the 5 meets the 405 at Lake Forest Drive.
Space, the new frontier. For one of my billboards, wherever there is or will be people, there's sure to be accidents, and insurance companies willing to go to great lengths to deny claims. Well, too bad, because I go to greater lengths, and I win big. So wherever you are, or will be, Sweet James will be there to go to the moon and back for you. If you get injured in an accident, wherever that may be, call Sweet James.
When it comes to healthcare, it's easy to feel like just a number. But at Keck Medicine of USC, our expertise goes beyond your vitals to understand what's vital to you. We truly listen and partner with you, not just as a patient, but as a person, providing a personalized approach and the most advanced care so you can live a more limitless life. Because while we work with you to treat your body, we love to help your spirit soar. Keck Medicine of USC. Together, we are limitless.
Smoking good times, cigars, spirits, featuring Pancho Sanchez live.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go here, surf's up, here, woo, and here.
Get the right Toyota to take on your summer. Right now, you can lease a new Tacoma 4x4 for just $299 a month. That's right, just $299 a month.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
Today in LA with Lynette Romero and Adrian Arambulo.
6:57 happening today. The battle over 2 elephants at the LA Zoo goes to court.
So there is a debate right now over where they should live the rest of their lives. NBC4's Annette Arriola is at the LA Zoo with a look at the star power behind the effort to get the elephants to a sanctuary. Annette.
That's right. Singer Cher, Lynette, also chiming in, expressing her concerns over this potential move for the pair of pachyderms. Now, the lawsuit itself was filed by an LA resident just a few days ago, and they are seeking a temporary restraining order for Billy and Tina, the 2 elephants here at the LA Zoo who are scheduled to be transported to Tulsa. Now, the announcement was made last month, and it's been fueling plenty of protests with animal rights activists arguing that the elephants need to go to an elephant sanctuary instead of another zoo. The lawsuit is asking a judge to stop the transfer of Billy and Tina, alleging that they will suffer an inhumane environment. Now, Cher wrote to the court advocating for the elephants to be moved to a sanctuary, saying in part, quote, Billy and Tina have served their time in confinement. They deserve the chance to live out their lives in peace and dignity. Now, the zoo has said that this move would allow the elephants to live in a much larger area and also incorporate themselves into a larger pack of elephants. So again, that court hearing scheduled to begin at 8:30 this morning. That's the very latest. Reporting live outside the LA Zoo, I'm Annette Arriola for Today in LA.
All right, thanks, Annette. 6:58 right now. In a few minutes, the Supreme Court will hear arguments over President Trump's plan to end birthright citizenship. This is a live look at the court, which is currently under construction. Justices are not actually deciding on whether his executive order to ban birthright citizenship is constitutional. They're going to focus on whether lower court judges have the authority to block the policy.
The clouds are back at the coast, and in the coming days, the marine layer is going to grow even more. Today, we're going to get to sunny skies and spring-like weather. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s, close to 80 in the IE and the deserts, with plenty of sunshine. So enjoy it. Have a great day, and always keep your face towards the sunshine. Have a great one. Here's Robin with traffic.
Thank you, Belen. Don't forget to leave early for heading to the Dodgers game tonight as they take on the A's. It's Shohei Ohtani 50-50 bobblehead night. Traffic's going to be busy. First pitch is 7:10, but this means a lot of extra traffic on surface streets around Dodger Stadium. The 5, the 10, the 101, the 110 will all feel the pressure.
All right. Well, the news doesn't stop here. The Today Show's next.
We continue with Today in LA, streaming right now on our NBC4 Los Angeles news channel. Scan that QR code right there at the bottom of your screen to start watching. Live news, weather, and traffic updates continue here all morning long. We hope you have a great day. Talk with you soon.
Hi there. Good Thursday morning.